Alright. This is so annoying, dude. I don't know why the red dot just never leaves. Alright. Okay. I think we should be good to go. Yeah. Time for a very long farming session. I mean, good. I've made some good progress on my PvE cards. I have some usable ones. I just need a decent parchment at this point, and maybe a better scale. Try and get condemnation to 20. And yeah. Yes, gaming. But yeah, the fact that I'm using this now gives me 30 death, so my crit is actually starting to look somewhat competent. I still need to get Emperor Rolls Grace on this, get a bit more crit. I've rerolled, I think 60 times. I used 20 mil trying to roll Emperor Rolls Grace, haven't gotten it yet. So, +4 Divine Aura, yeah. Divine Aura in PvE, like these are PvE cards, right? Divine Aura in PvE isn't bad. And getting it to level 20 is actually not the worst thing you can do. Get the additional duration and recast time. Like at this point, I'm good on level 20s, I just want to get this at level 20. Like that's the one thing I want to get. So I need a parchment. And then if I have a perfect parchment, that's gonna be enough. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna try to fish for a skill to fill in the blanks, if I have to. And I also have the option to roll one skill on this, because I mean, 20 attack is nice, but if I have to sacrifice that to get condemnation to 20, that's fine. Like I'm not gonna try to fish for like absolutely perfect cards. Like when it comes to PvE, as long as I have the set effects and I have the right skills at 20. Also, what the fuck is this fog, dude? Wait, as long as I have the right skills at 20. Doesn't Raiden want to come, by the way? But yeah, once I have the right skills at 20 and as long as I have the set effect, I'm good, basically. Like, the only question I have is whether I'm gonna spec the MP regen on this or not. Like, basically today is gonna be a test run to see if I run out of MP in fights. Hello, Anthony. Takes more than one frame for the game to open. I mean, hey. I gave a large amount of preempt to notify that I was about to start the stream, so the game is not open right now. That's on you. My computer is old, brother. Sakura is literally playing on a waffle maker. What do you mean? You're playing Sakura, not me. Not my problem. Oh, we have a Channa. Look at that. It's not the... I mean, you know, he has a demonic god, which is... A demonic god with a gold Theostone. That is crazy. And he has PvP damage boost. Gold roll on his staff. This guy means business. So yeah. So I did... I mean, I've said it, I'll say it again, right? I did add 3 new emotes, and I updated the solo notification as well. So, use all of that with caution and care. And a little bit of fear, but not too much. Now, the new emote I made in like half an hour. I might update it, maybe make it a bit better. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me how we feel about it. Are we bringing those up, or what are we doing? Hello, pizza. But yeah, I do have more new emotes coming. But you know, I'm just taking my time with it. Pay 20 emotes. I did add one new one, I'll have you know. And I also updated the notification panel thing. But yeah, I have more planned. Like someone someone made a good suggestion the other day, which was a welcome emote. So I guess I'll be making that at some point. And I do need to update some of the old ones as well. So I stopped using the mobility spec on Bolt to get more damage on it. I'm gonna see how it feels. If it feels like absolute dog shit, then I'll revert it, but you know. I'm also curious to see if it's gonna be a significant DPS increase. That's on the other side. Which I'm sure Sakura will be more than happy to mog my DPS. So at least I have some indication. Well, I mean, mana-wise, it's manageable so far. I'll say that. That is the one thing I was concerned about, that I would just straight up run out of MP, but I think, especially considering most 5 minutes fights have intermissions, I think I'll be fine. Getting the MP spec on one of my skills might be decent though. I'm not using that click at all. I'll break it just in case. $155k. Okay. I mean, considering I'm not using any consumables outside of scrolls, that's not bad. I'm steadily making progress, fellas. Steadily. I don't know if I can reach 200k, but I'm gonna fucking try. Like, mind you, I had 60k a few days ago, so yeah. I guess getting stunned is also another option on fights that, you know, holy shit, on fights that do stun you. But yeah, like with this, with no special consumable, I was pulling 510k on dummy, which, you know, pretty stock improvement. But yeah, as I said, I'm still fishing a couple of passives. I do need to finish my Arcanas. Once I'm done with all of that, even though I don't have a Horn Dragon weapon, I should have around 170k on the Promede. Well, maybe not Promede, but, you know, on the first boss at least. At least with a proper Glad Chanter comp. It's crazy to think how good Gladiator is, I gotta say. In terms of like giving damage to the rest of the group. You know, it's a bit depressing to think about the fact that Life Leech Blade on its own probably out DPS's me, right? As an entity. But I guess it's best not to think too hard about it. No. Yeah, then again, this is a full DPS spec. Not exactly what I'm going to be running in Sanctuary, but close to it. I mean, I guess it's going to depend on a bunch of factors. Yeah, no. At least not for Prog. For Reclears, sure, but for Prog, probably not. Oh boy. Gimme. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys should really fucking leave this place, dude. There is some bad juju. Oh, you survived. Nice. Is this Shanta's DPS not great? I feel like it was a lot slower than yesterday. I mean, we're not using consumables, right? But even regular runs. Holy. Yeah, let me not use a stone for that. Hello, Shy. Yeah, like this Shanta's pretty stacked, so I would expect him to be doing good DPS, but maybe not.
Esteemed guests, I cordially invite you into my wedding hall.
Much less than the guy yesterday? Yeah, I can tell. Which again is crazy because this guy has, you know, he's got good gear, but yeah. Oh yes, give me the shit patterns, dude. I love it. Huge fan. I mean, I'll go on one nonetheless. Well, this guy just got defeated by gravity, so we're off to a great start. Do you like this dungeon design? Gives Lost Ark vibes instead of Iron vibes. What do you mean? Okay, what do you mean by dungeon design? Because I mean, carrying trash mobs, 2 mini bosses, then an end boss is like, it's not Lost Ark, it's just MMO, right? Gravity's cruel, yeah. It's the grand equalizer. Graphic design. I mean, it's just the theme of that dungeon, right? Like it's I mean, if anything, it doesn't necessarily give the vibe of a Lost Ark dungeon specifically. It more so gives the vibe of like, you know, a Valentine's event dungeon. You know what I mean? But I haven't played Lost Ark, so I don't really have every single fight ingrained into my mind. If you mean that it's similar to something in specific, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Because again, I haven't played it, so... Oh, close feels to a kid now, right? Yeah, I mean, I saw that, right? But I get it because it's the, you know, the whole mirror stuff, right? But Chromid was always like, you know, mirror themed. Oh boy. So, I don't know. It doesn't really shock me personally, per se. But I get that people can see similarities in it. That's not easy. Literally kidnapped from Lost Ark. Well, it is what it is, right? I mean, look, at the end of the day, nothing is fucking original. Like when 2026 MMOs have been around for how long now? Like almost fucking 40 years. Trust me, Echidna probably copied something from another MMO to begin with, right? So I kinda don't give a shit as long as the fight is fine. And the fight is fine, so. Like Final Fantasy 14 copies WoW, WoW copies Final Fantasy 14. You know, Korean games copy other Korean games, and the life goes on, right? But personally, I do like this dungeon overall, right? Never had hearts and rainbows as a dungeon theme in original AION. I mean, I don't think that should stop them from making new stuff, right? I mean, I think the game is already fairly referential. Now, don't get me wrong, like, I'm a sucker for AION 1 references as much as the next guy, but I'm not really upset at the fact that they're making new stuff, right? Personally. Also, we did have hearts and stuff in AION 1. Again, we had event dungeons that had that, and even skills. Like I don't know if you were around when they had the whole like skill skin stuff going on, but there was a lot of like heart and roses and everything base skills in 5.x and onwards. Now, obviously, regular dungeons, not really, but then again. AION 1 did not really have a very extensive PvE, right? Like, we only got a couple of dungeons per expansion, and none of them were particularly spectacular. Looks at bot class? Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. I don't know. Nice. This is the parchment type I need, by the way. Hopefully we can get a good one. But I mean, personally, I don't really mind this dungeon design at all. I mean, it's pretty bright, right? Like the whatchamacallit. The one bad thing I will say about the dungeon is that because it's so bright, it's a bit hard to see telegraphs sometimes, which is not necessarily the best design. Like I think they should have dynamic telegraphs. That some games do that, right? Where they have telegraphs that have different, like slightly modified visual indicators based on the terrain it's on, right? I think this game should do that because it's not the first time that we've had a dungeon that has, you know, arts that are in the sunlight, and because of that, telegraphs are a bit hard to see. Now, I would like to see them fix that. But other than that, I think it's fine. I think the fight design is good. I think the dungeon looks good. It sounds good. Like, that's fine by me. Like, if you want to see, dude, I mean, look at Final Fantasy 14, dude. Like, Final Fantasy 14 in its current raid series has a fight with a lovey-dovey boss with hearts and shit, right? Fucking every, I don't know, dude. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing invented anything, right? Nobody invented anything. People don't compare with Lost Ark, compare with the last content Lost Ark, but Lost Ark 7 years worth of content in Korea. I don't think that's what necessarily is being portrayed here. I think it's just like, I mean, I've seen people accuse AION 2 as plagiarism, which, yeah. As I said, every MMO copies each other. It's just, it's a live service game thing, right? There's always gonna be, it's bound to be, you know, heavily inspired by shit. But as long as they put their little spin on it, I think it's okay. At least that's my take. I would much rather them have, I would much rather have them copy fucking Lost Ark rather than use fucking generative AI to make shit, personally. Road support is only available for one character per account. Yes, it is. B is for Yoshi B, yeah. Not a copy paste, yeah. As long as it's not a complete rip-off, then that's fine. How does it work in the colorblind mode? I mean, I think it just adjusts the hues, right? I'm not colorblind, so I'm not really able to say if it's any good, to be honest. But I think that's what it does, right? Because like there's different type of colorblindness. Like specific hues and colors that different people don't see as well. Go help me. Any helpers? Thank you. Probably kill it, yeah. Yo, thanks for not freeing me. Appreciate it. Apart from that mobile game that completely copied the 14/5 for its content. Yeah, I remember that. The one with the bee, right? Yeah, yeah. That was pretty funny though. Now that was a ripoff. But to be fair, it was so bad that it was like really funny. People who never had an original thought in their life complaining about an MMO copying another. Yeah, I mean that's just. Again, I understand why it can be weird if it looks really similar, but I think it's okay. As long as the dungeon in itself is like original enough and it's good, I think it's okay. If anything, I would like for them to copy other MMOs more, right? Yeah. If you have a good ass fucking PvE game, go on, steal their fucking fight, do it. Put your own spin on it, that's fine. Like, don't try to reinvent the wheel, don't fix what's not broken, right? Like, you'll have enough occasions to do that. You know? How about you copy AION 1's PvP? How about you do that? Oh, this game different, gimmicks are different, concept is different, yeah. How much is the chanter doing, by the way, Sakura? I mean, if I'm doing 163k, right? Like, surely he's at least doing 200, right? With his gear, because like this guy is stacked. 170 on Chromede? Wow, really? He's barely beating me? That's crazy. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's a foreigner, you know? Foreigner with a Chinese name. Has he spoken Chinese yet? Is he an imposter? Is that what's going on? Yeah, I'm not a fan of having to stop to cast bold, but you know. 12% more damage is 12% more damage. It is what it is. At least it only binds you in place for like 2 seconds. That's manageable. I'll get used to it. That's a decent 9. Decent enough. Now I am running low on MP, but I'm not completely running out. Yeah, I might run the MP spec, just to be safe. I'm assuming on certain fights it might be problematic. Yeah. Because like, see right now I'm running like really low. Buy a pot, yeah. I wish this game had fucking mana pots, trust me. Not a fan of this file configuration, I'm gonna be honest. That's fine. Yeah, you know what? I'll do it. Let's see if that's enough to keep up. I mean, it should be. Should be. I'm tanky today, no deaths. Like, look at that. Well. Have fun, guys. It's fine, they have low ping. They'll have more fun in this than I do. I'll see how good the multi-hit spec is on Condemnation. And if it's unimpressive, I'll run the MP and like the MP spec. Because the MP spec on the stagger skill is decent, but on stuff like Sanctuary, you kind of never fucking stagger the boss. So yeah, could be problematic. I'll just play it safe if I have to. Getting ready for bed. What the fuck is he saying? I mean, it is 3 AM for him, to be fair. But I don't know why he would be telling us that. Oh man. Me burst window. Damn, you hate to see it. You just had to talk about not dying, and there it is. Yeah, way to jinx yourself. The DPS is not spectacular, I'll say that. Compared to what we had yesterday. Dude, yesterday's group was fucking insane. Like, I did a couple of runs off stream. And we actually got the speedrun title. Believe it or not, with 2 foreigners, we cleared in 9 minutes. With 2 high-ping players. Unfucking believable, man. I mean, it does give me a bit of MP, not that much though, but enough to keep up at least. My beloved blue parchment. I'm gonna be honest, like the blue parchment effect should be default. I don't know, man. The fact that we don't have MP pot in this game kind of sucks. I don't even know why we don't have MP pots. Like, the MP regen effect should be on the, you know, the automatic potions. I think we should have MP potions in these, right? Like, have the option to run MP pots instead of HP pots on the auto pots. Finally, yeah. I mean, I did say I was gonna do a late stream today, you know? Proper warning was given. . Give me more life parchments. Nope. I mean, this one could be good. Compass. Wait a minute. Alright. See if we get lucky off rip. Probably right. Alright. We want Radiant Recovery, Chain of Torment, Condemnation on the same parchment. Wow. There's none of it. Great. Straight to the fucking trash bin. The Arcana system is great. Do you think the new class will drop with global? It's gonna drop before global. I guess the actual question is gonna be whether the new class will be available on global from the get-go. I think it's possible. I don't know how the fuck these worlds get so lucky. I have no idea, dude. My Arcana situation has been fucking desperate, dude. I'm not getting shit. Even the ones that I'm keeping, it's not even like the best option. It's like barely usable. 4 over 30 passes, yeah, crazy. Well, Sakura just got a great fucking PvP scale. Not that guy. Imagine. Imagine getting your dick sucked, dude. Disgusting. Alright. You need so much fucking XP. Yeah, I'll just keep this at level 3 for now. I'm gonna stack him up for the parchment. Yeah. Potentially, if I get a really good life parchment, I'm gonna be able to use it for both PvE and PvP. But that's gonna require like actual fucking star alignments. Never seen before. Level 32 skills is possible. Yeah, for passive, right? But I mean, you need like really good luck on your skill and chalice. Really hope it's not Gunner class. I mean, they already said they would not release classes that were previously released on AION. Do you leave? I mean, my Pantheon? Yeah, okay, sure. And just remake afterwards. Go grab your two... What is it again? Like death and space or something? Should be available with global, what if people want to start the game with that class? I mean, yeah, but I guess it's more so a matter of like how restricted they want the first season to be in terms of like the available content. Because the thing when you release a new class, right, is there's always the off chance that the off class doesn't really fit within the old content. So when you have, you know, uneven custom patches, like a new class could break the old version of the game, right? Essentially. "18 cards can have +1 on a fucking skill." Yeah, every single time I'm leveling an Arcana, it levels up the shit I want the least. Every single time. Still waiting for Gunner? Yeah, nah, it's not gonna happen. And thank God it's not gonna happen. I'm good, bro. I've had enough of Gunner in 9-1. Such a one-dimensional boring class. Like, does it look cool? Yeah. But gameplay-wise, it's like... It's the death of, like, thoughts. Like, I played Gunner. Like, I tried Gunner a little bit, and I ended up just quitting because the game was so boring when I played Gunner that I just couldn't take it anymore. Gunner 2 with crossbows, I mean, not that they could do, yeah. I mean, fuck, man. Drone and Liberty's crossbow is basically Gunner. Mirren Bell is the easiest and you can craft needed passive skills. I mean, yeah, but right now you don't really want to use crystals for the passive stuff, right? You want to use your crystals for like skills and stuff like that, right? It's gonna be more of a long-term min-max thing. Like right now, for me, I'm just getting baseline Arcanas to like get my shit going, and I will eventually go back and min-max and try to get better rolls and everything. But yeah, for now, But now I just want something decent in preparation for Sanctuary, because guys, Sanctuary 3 is fucking next week. In less than 7 days, we already have the next fucking raid. Like, lock the fuck in. You know what I mean? Could do that. I can use any of my level 3, level 20 active skills. I mean, yeah, I'm just, you know. Like, I've had to adjust skills on rings and everything, because my PvE Arcanas kind of sucked ass to begin with. So yeah, I just rushed it to get the set effect, because 10% PvE damage boost is fucking obscene. Soul spam request and PM me, I let him join and kick him. That's fucked up, dude. I mean, based, but that's fucked up. I don't even get into this fucking raid. Well, I guess I'm also speaking for myself. I mean, hey, you'll be able to vicariously live the raid through my stream. Isn't that great? Isn't the age of the internet where you don't actually have to play the game, you can just watch other people play, is great? I mean, granted, I don't think we're gonna go on day one. I think we'll do the same thing as last time, where we let people figure shit out and then we go on Saturday, just because, you know, that's the essence of the cringe entry system. Now, part of myself is still wishing that the new Sanctuary will not have the cringe entry system and we'll be able to go day one, right? But, you know. Only reason I'm here? Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I do hope they change the entry system. Because if they do, we can go from day one and we can just, like, nerd that shit until we clear. And that's especially important right now, because we have Final Fantasy XIV players in the group. And Final Fantasy XIV is getting an Ultimate Fight release. Like, a week after release, which means that from week 2 onwards, we're gonna have to replace people in Sanctuary for the Sanctuary 3 prog, which is gonna suck, right? So if we can get the clear week 1, that's great, but I'm not very hopeful that's gonna happen. Transfer through your Steam, hell yeah. Do you have some video about AP farm, or was it just going to in the Abyss and mobbing? I do have a video on Abyss gear progression, although it is slightly outdated because some stuff changed. But it does go over, like, the sources of AP, yeah. But long story short, sources of AP is this AP right here. On this menu, you get from farming monsters and killing players, right? And then you can get additional AP from season quests. Right, so all of these quests give you AP that doesn't count towards the cap. Supply request as well, that also doesn't count towards the cap. Shugo games, this doesn't count towards the cap. And corridors, so the abyss artifact dungeons. And essentially between the weekly cap, like this cap, right, as well as the out of cap stuff that I just mentioned, you basically get around 1 million AP per week if you keep up with everything. Bottom line. And hopefully they remove the fucking cap at some point, because I do need a reason to do PvP. Wouldn't that be nice? But they would have to also, like, fix stuff about the rankings to do that, to be fair, but... yeah, no. What if we had a Soul Cannon to enjoy CBT? I think I would rather chop my entire dick and balls off and prepare and fucking saute it and eat it in a full course meal. So let's not do that. Thanks for the info, yeah, no problem. Rifting is outside of cap? Yeah, that too. Killing people inside of rifts also count is out of the cap. Once you're already capped, you get 10% of the original AP value. Now that being said, rifting is fucking dead, so you might be able to get the occasional AP. You might be able to get a couple 100,000s per week, in fact, if you do a lot of rifting, but you know, it's not necessarily the most reliable source either, especially if you don't have PvP gear. I have a question: if someone goes 3000 evasion or block, can evade all PvE attacks except for Yeah, I mean, basically the stuff that you can manually block, you know, the manual block skills and perfect dodge and everything, these you can also like stat block and evade. Yeah. But it's basically it's gonna like how often you're gonna be able to dodge and block is gonna depend on content, because obviously monsters also have accuracy values, right? So you'll need more or less accuracy, more or less evasion or block depending on the content. And also both of the stats have a cap, right? Which is allegedly 50%. So you will still get hit every now and again, but you will be able to block and evade some. Yeah. Why is the Pantheon room this dark? Because you run your game on literally a waffle maker, brother. It's not that dark for me. I can't enter Pantheon, but you can. That's fucked up. How many ults do you have? I have 4 ults. I really only play 2 of them. And the other 2 I use for really minute stuff, like Essential Trial to get additional enhancement stones, and Abyss Corridors to get more Charlesette Gamba like ingredients. Which basically involves me playing these characters for about 10 minutes each a week. It's essentially, okay, maybe a bit more than that, maybe like 20 minutes. You give them some credit, you know? Does that Abyss point bonus for Abyss ranks increase the weekly cap for Abyss points? Nah, it's just the amount you earn, basically. And it's specifically the amount you earn from the capped sources, so farming mobs and killing players. And thank you for the follow, Lion. Appreciate it. So basically the Abyss point bonus is mostly irrelevant because there is a finite cap anyways. The amount of Sorks applying is crazy. Sork might be the one class I don't want us to take. That's the thing, right? Because these motherfuckers, like we play in a life leash meta, right? So I'm not running any healing skills. So we might as well take the classes that don't need to be healed, so I can DPS more, you know? Is it because they can join 4 maggots? Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Sork is doing okay, but don't get it twisted. Sork is still a bottom feeder because of the way it's built. Do not get it mistaken. Everything's fine on the YouTube side. Damn. He's from Kosaka. Deserved. Is there really no Chanters? Like, that's crazy, man. Or maybe we don't look appealing enough for the fucking shitty 150k Chanters? Maybe. I mean, most people are looking for a Chanter, to be fair, at this point. I mean, I guess you can take a DPS as long as it's not a Sork, I guess, because this is taking a bit of time. Also, probably not a melee. So basically what I'm saying is take an SM or Ranger. I don't think other KSM or Ranger. Yeah. I mean, the moment you're gonna open to all and you're gonna say that you look for these, a Chanter's gonna join, because that's pretty much always what's happening. Classism. I mean, it's just that triple melee is really fucking uncomfortable. You know, I mean, personally, I don't give a shit, right? I'm not a melee, but if we take another melee, Raiden is gonna be learning new Chinese slurs to spam at his leisure. Generate Chinese and Korean? Nope. I cannot. Yeah, I mean, that's you know, it is part of the problem, Raiden. Like, when you play triple melee, shit like this is bound to happen. If, especially on small targets, because, like, Kermit is a small target. We have 7 tickets left, 15 boss skills. I mean, you can use some tickets, right? I basically have the same. I have 20 boss skills and 6 reward counts. Everyone is looking for Chanta. Hold on. This icon right there, that's a healer icon. And pretty much everyone who has it is looking for a Chanta. Yeah, like this guy is looking for a Chanta, this guy is looking for a Chanta. Yeah. Well, there's less groups that are looking for Chanta specifically. Like, I think these guys are fine with a Cleric, for example. Yeah. I'm out of ticket boxes. That's insane, actually. I mean, I guess I'll run some with Arthur's group, maybe, if that's the case. Man. Man, how do you run out of ticket boxes? Like, I have 26 left. That's crazy. Surely we'll be able to run content. So far we've done 1 dungeon in 50 minutes. Good average. Well, I guess we've done 2 actually. We've done 2. I'm even looking for a DPS we're not filling. That's wild. Do we look that bad to the pugs? Really? Does that look bad? I'm almost 520k. Almost. Better global with better peak times? Yeah. I mean, everything's gonna be better on global. Trust me. We go spend 30 bucks and get full Splendid Horn accessories? Hell yeah, brother. So get me some on your way back. Don't you think that this will be a problem for global? People will be sitting in the lobby looking for healer support because we have a 4-man party now in tier. Well, I can tell you one thing. This is not... No, I don't disagree that a larger party size would be nice, which, by the way, they have basically confirmed that we're going to get a larger party size in Season 4, which means that global will have a larger party size. But this has more to do with the fact it's 3 AM for Taiwanese people and Chinese people. So that's why it's a bit difficult to find people at this time of day. To be fair. They confirmed it for Season 4. Well, they haven't hard confirmed anything, but they... Basically, during a Q&A session, someone said, are you considering increasing the party size to 6, like AION 1? And they said, look forward to the Season 4 presentation in June. So, I don't know about you, but... Between the answer no and look forward to the Season 4 presentation in June, there's at least a 40 letters difference, which is quite large, right? So I think that might mean something. Pretty much a confirmation, yeah. And like they have discussed larger party size in the past, so... Now, we don't know if it's going to be 5 or 6. I would assume 6, just to be in line with AION 1. And to be fair, 6-man parties are just, generally speaking, the best balance, especially in a game that has 3 support classes. I have to say that the game is drying up a lot because they tunnel the content too much that you get shit done in a day. I wouldn't say that you're getting everything done in a day right now. I don't have keys. Unlucky. 6 would be nice. Yeah. 6 would be ideal in my opinion. Like if they do 6, they can focus the class design for classes to be doing more unique shit. That's the thing, right? 1 tank, 1 heal, rest assassins. 1 tank, 1 heal, and 4 gladiators. Yeah. There you go. Always said no to larger party size. A good direction for season 4. I mean, the only other time party size has been brought up was when they were discussing the UI updates, right? And they specifically said that they were internally discussing changes to the party size, and that's the only other time they mentioned it. More than 1 guide is detrimental. We'll just override each other's buff. I mean, just in PvP, right? Just bring fucking 6 glads in PvP, dude. Nobody can beat that. You rotate Life Leech Blade, that's the thing, because you don't have 100% uptime on Life Leech Blade, right? So you get more glads, so you have 100% uptime on it. There you go. Infinite health in PvP for the entire group. There's gatekeeping too, but meta classes will still be the surplus, we'll be waiting for a tank. I mean, yeah, but you know, in a game with 8 classes, when you have 6 party slots, and the support classes don't really benefit too much from grouping together because, you know, you override each other's buffs. Like, you know, like Chanter, Templar, so on and so forth, right? Then all of a sudden, you kind of have to grab different shit, right? Definitely Life Leech Blade is 100% uptime as long as you can hit. Is it? I mean, there's always like a small time window in PvP where they don't have it. Maybe that's because I'm kiting, maybe. I think I rejected so many sogs that the karma is kicking in. No one's joining. I mean, I'm assuming you're pushing the lobby up every time, right? But that is crazy because other groups are kind of failing. Especially if you have low ping. Alright, well. You hate to see it. What is wrong with Sork? Sork has 2 main problems. I mean, they're not really problems, it's just that because the rest of the game is like that, it's a problem for Sork, but Sork is on the slower side, number 1. And number 2, it doesn't have infinite life leeching like other classes do. The Sork tends to be more frail and require more care. Actually, I'm speaking for PvE, right? Damage-wise, it performs okay. Like, it does fine. It's, you know, not the highest, but it's pretty close. And, but yeah, it's basically these 2. No one has our shitty gear. The other groups are very honed. Yeah, but people don't know that our group has a higher success rate. That's the problem, right? Well, here's a ranger. Let's see if he leaves. Oh, he won a game. That's 620k ranger. That's a mega whale. Well, mega whale. You know, everything's relative. Well, I guess I'm running at OP. Yippee. Mega well when this gear costs $5. Yeah. That's why I said, you know, relatively. I mean, you don't know. Maybe he paid for that when it was worth like thousands. You don't know. Watch this guy do my DPS with his gear. But yeah, what I'm actually curious about is what direction they're gonna go with the new class. Because I don't know, like I don't really sit and feel like we need another class, you know what I mean? I'm not like, damn, I wish there was another class filling that specific niche, right? So other than just releasing DPS class number 538, you know, with infinite CC and life leech again, I don't know exactly what they can achieve, to be honest. Mix between Chanter and Cleric, yes. It will be the epitome of dog shit. Excellent. That's what I needed. I mean, hey, we went 57 minutes into the stream without mentioning that Cleric is dog shit. I'm getting better at this. Let's go for a new record on Saturday. Progress? Yeah. Ether tech? No. Eric is unkillable. For real. Well, just don't hit it. Just don't hit Cleric's back. All right. Yo, by the way, guys. Figured something else about Cleric yesterday. Just to add insult to injury. Did you know that Cleric has the worst weapon type in the game? Mace is unironically the worst weapon type in the game. Because we figured that, you know, the base stats that nobody looks at, Mace has the lowest attack range, lowest accuracy, lowest crit, lowest block. Like, for some reason, Mace and Shield, it has Shield in the name, has 50 block on it, and Staff has 100 block. Sword and Shield, again, Shield in the name, has 200. I would love to get an explanation as to what the logic is behind that. How about Songweaver? I mean, they've already said they don't want to add Iron 1 classes as the new class. Nice shield, yeah, it's great, isn't it? 50% base crit, daggers have 200, no wonder what... Like, basically these came to be when we were wondering why I was struggling with my crit rate. And lo and behold, it's because the base crit on Mace is dog shit. Soul collects the self-sustain, it's level 25, ready for 7 days late. Yeah, well. Yeah. What would you like to see from Iron 1 in this game? Iron 1's PvP? Is that a trick question? Like, that's it, really. That's the answer. Like, I would like for this game to have Iron 1's PvP 1-to-1, no changes, and then this game will be, you know, much better. Instead of them like doing whatever the fuck they're doing with PvP right now, because God knows they're not cooking. And every time they release a balance patch for PvP in this game, it feels like every time they NCSoft release a PvP balance patch for this game, it feels like you're watching a toddler drown. You know what I mean? It's fucking tragic. The longer dungeons, I'm fine with the dungeon size in this game. Yeah. I think this game's PvE is like the best aspect of it, by far. When was the last time you tried Iron 1 PvP? Feels very clunky after playing Lost Ark in some other game. I mean, I quit AION Classic like, I don't know, 2 years ago? So 2 years, I guess. But it's not just about the way it controls, it's about what the PvP is about, right? How the classes are balanced, what you do, right? Like the meta, like Iron 1 had a very healthy PvP. Like Iron 1 had the most healthy PvP I've ever seen in any MMO by far, in terms of like the balance and the skill it requires, so on and so forth. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, right? But it's leaps and bounds better than AION 2. And pretty much every other MMO I've played. What I want to see in AION 2 from AION 1 is the market, that's all. What do you mean the market? Like the physical auction house? Now, see, I agree with that, but I would extend that I would like to see more physical location for shit in this game. Because stuff just kind of feels, you know, just added into the game. Like basically every time we get new content, every time there's like a system or something, it's just in a menu as opposed to having a physical location. And that may not seem like much, but I feel like it takes away some of the, you know, some of the vibes. Do we really want 6 PvP sets Cleric in this game like you had in AION 1? Yes. Why not? It was part of the game, right? At least it gives you something to look forward to, right? Like, you asked the wrong question about set swapping. Oh, we already have on-off maps. Like, you asked the wrong guy about set swapping, because I'm a sucker for set swapping. Bro, I play Final Fantasy 11 to this day, and this entire game is based off of set swapping, so yeah. Give me that, actually. Give me that and everything else. No lines on Robston? Yeah, that's true, actually. It's a very rushed out game. It feels a bit incomplete. Like, that's why I'm looking forward to Season 4, because I feel like Season 4 is going to add a lot of, like, those small details. Second him? Yeah. Thanks for making great content of the Cleric talks, emoji AION player. Yeah, you're welcome. That's why I'm making it, right? I'm glad the content can help people. If they made it accessible for everyone without paying the subs, that would be awesome. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Just because the game is free to play doesn't mean that everything should be accessible as a free to play. Like, this game is very much a sub-based game with an infinite trial, right? Now, reducing the amount of battle passes and reducing, you know, swiping potency would be nice, but overall, I don't think you should be expecting to be as competitive as someone who pays the sub as a non-sub player. I think you're completely fucking delusional if you think that should be the case. Because what fucking MMO does that? Like 99% of MMOs, you can't even log into the game without paying the sub, right? Whoops. Oh, I'll just wait for you. Holy shit, dude. I got zapped. So yeah, I don't really think it's a realistic thing to ask for when it comes to this game, or any MMO for that matter. And I think the game is like doing I think the game is doing an okay enough job as is right now. When it comes to accessibility. Like, it has a couple of things that are a bit rough, right? Like, the Horn Dragon crafts are clearly a big mistake, and I do think they are regretting it to some point. But other than that, I think it's fine. Is there some way to track what Rift is going to happen? Rifts are every 3 hours on the dot based on the server time. As of right now, what time is it? The next Rift is in an hour and a half, I think? Yeah, I think the next Rift is in an hour and a half. But that's a rough timing to get the... I can't even heal during this anymore. I don't know how they bugged it last week, honestly. Is my ping dog shit right now? I think my ping is dog shit. I think that's what's going on right now. Yeah, that might be a node reboot after this. People cried about Throne pay to win. I think it was pretty good. You could buy pretty much everything from the shop as free to play. Throne's free to play model was genuinely one of the better ones I've ever seen. Like genuinely, like it was actually really good. The only problem I had with Throne's monetization is the game was basically entirely governed by the premium currency, and because of that the game got really boring once you realize what was the most optimal way to gear up. Because the most optimal way to gear up in Throne was not to be in a guild, it was not to do PvP, it was not to do content. The most optimal way to gear up in Throne was sniping ARC bosses with a 3-man guild and running ults, because Lucent was the only thing that mattered for progression until they added Calantia, right? But even after they added Calantia, like the traits for the hero gear was the same, right? Throw them a chest and ults, yeah. Like basically the problem with Throne is that the entire game's reward structure was built around Lucent, right? Like that was the problem. But in terms of, you know, how approachable the game was for a free-to-play player, I think it was fine, yeah. Or much chest and ults, yeah, pretty much. Like nothing else mattered. Like Throne was a PvP game where you got nothing for doing PvP, right? And the best way to gear up your character and make progression was to just ignore PvP, ignore being in the guild, ignore being in an alliance, don't do siege, don't do the regular world bosses, just make a juiced PvE build and rat ARC bosses and make infinite money with that. Game right now I'm attacking slow as fuck. Is it? Wait, let me check my node. Yeah, I mean, you know, this node's ping is not the best, but whatever. And also snipe bosses on 9-2 to get a set of horn. Yeah. For real. You can also snipe your local Chinese Kina seller. I've seen friend on Meslamtera, he had a bossing group and most paintings are 200 to 800 million. He doesn't spend and has a set. Yeah, but the problem is that it's basically like a group of 3 guys that completely monopolize all of the world bosses at every time of the day, right? That's how it is on every server, basically. And the thing is, you're never gonna compete with them because they are omega juiced to PvE, so they will always get the loot. So, you know. 6 people completely take all bosses. Yep. I mean, every server has that one group, right? All of them. Do you think we'll have hundreds of thousands of bots logged into the game? Global like we had in Lost Talk? That is entirely up to NCSoft of America. And NC West in general. Like, in Korea, there's no botting problem because they have it on lock. In Taiwan, the game is fucked. So it's gonna be a management thing. Painting drop rate isn't low. Yeah, the few times I've killed world bosses, I've gotten that painting like every time. Even some of the shitty ones sell for a couple millions. But yeah, the way world bosses work in this game is completely... it's bad, genuinely. Like, they need to take the fate approach. Like the, you know... event approach. Watch them asking for ID to play. I mean, fuck, man. Anything goes. I don't care. Just do what you need to do. I was in Benny, Lava, and Seal, and we were that group. Yeah. Not dead. Too late. The problem is companies like AGS refuse to ban people for RMT for some reason. I mean, that's not true. Like, if you play Throne and Liberty, AGS had a really tight lock on the botting and RMT situation, because every single person I know that even tried to RMT logged back in to have a negative 5 million lucent and could not play the game anymore. And there was no visible bots anywhere. So I think AGS did a good job on Throne. Negative 5 billion lucent, good luck. Yeah, pretty much. Maybe after months, but definitely not at the start for 1 or 2 months. On Throne? I think Throne had a botting problem for like 3 days. And pretty much from the start of the game. Now, to be fair, I only joined the guild after a month, right? So I don't know about the very beginning, but I can tell you, after I joined the guild, like, I would see people get fucked for RMTing money 24/7. Like they got a tight lock on that like really fast. Like maybe not week 1 or week 2, but yeah, like within a month of the game being out, like that you know, you can give a lot of flack to AGS for a lot of things, and you can shit on Throne for a lot of things, but bot management, like bot and RMT management, is definitely not one of these things. It's like, I've played a lot of MMOs, right? And this was the best management for that I've ever seen, genuinely. But RMT got flagged, but the player-to-player didn't. Well, I don't know. The only thing I can tell you is every single person that I know who even remotely tried to RMT got their account completely fucked. Like a couple of days after they did. Even for very small amounts, so. But obviously, like with any system, when it comes to RMTing, there's probably like a threshold for flagging, and it's also more likely to flag you if you do it in like specific ways. But you know, I was tempted to apply to your room just to see if you rejected me. Well, I mean, go ahead. If you spam the room, you will even get invited and then kicked by Sakura. Look forward to that. I had a friend that RMT'd from day 1 till 5 months after release, then he quit. On Throne? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can tell you about Throne, again, like, I can only tell you from what I saw, right, is they had a bot problem for 3 days, and then the bots completely disappeared, right? And every single people that I know who RMT'd got banned. So, yeah, that's the only thing I can tell you. I don't do T4, too hard for me. Unfortunate. Yeah, but and see, that's the other thing. Obviously, Throne was AGS, right? Or at least the Western distribution was AGS. Now it's gonna be the new NC West branch for the Western release, and we're gonna basically they have everything to prove and everything to lose. We're gonna be very aware of how they manage things within the first month of the game releasing. If it's not some astronomous amount, they don't flag it. Yeah, I mean, I would assume they probably flag you if it was like over 10,000 lucent or something like that. In like a single transaction. But it's hard, right? Because a lot of the world bosses items also had that. Sakura would probably kick me too if he didn't know I can do mechanics. I mean, Sakura would fucking kick me as well. He would be like, who the fuck is that peasant with 0 horn dragon? What the fuck, dude? Get that guy out of here. But yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, guys, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I always say, which is, this is NCSoft's problem, right? The game is gonna come out in the West. We're going to play it. If they do some dumb shit with the BM, if they do some dumb shit with the bots and RMT, and they let the game be the fucking Wild West, just fucking go play another game. You know what I mean? It's really that simple. New NCSoft brand with AGS, old AGS people like Tico? Yeah, like the new NC West is basically AGS Neo. Just paying it back. Yeah. See, guys, that's why you have to be nice to people, because sometime you'll carry a 3k dungeon gear assassin in your cradle, and 3 months later he's gonna be carrying your ass in Transcendence. You don't do it out of the grace of your own heart, right? You don't do it because you actually like to help people. You do it because maybe one day they will carry you. I don't even mind RMT at all. Games with RMTs just have too low population. Look at what they did with Lost Ark. RMT does fuck the game at some point, but then again, if RMT is able to fuck your game, it's also because you have a really bad luck on your economy and supply, right? So I dislike people who RMT, but at the end of the day, if the company is allowing you to do it and they're giving you power for RMTing, that's kind of it's kind of on them, right? I hope Season 4 trailer will be better than what they did with Throne's next expansion. Yeah, the new Throne and Liberty expansion trailer is like the most boring piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. You can tell they don't have budget for this. I mean, I hope it's gonna be good, right? Because there's still people playing that game. I might be checking it out as well, but man, that trailer was not it. That trailer was not good. Started a witch hunt against RMTs and the game basically died. I mean, I think it's fine to ban people who RMT, right? But again, you kind of have to build your game around not having to do that, in my opinion. What if we did 4 runs total this whole stream? I can see that being a thing. I mean, we've got 3 so far. I'm gonna stream for like 3 more hours. Yeah. Those gauntlets are ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know why they thought that would be a good weapon idea. I mean, I'll give them that. It's original. It is original, right? I kind of wish Throne to do good. Yeah, same. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Throne fundamentally isn't a very good game because the weapon system is wacky and, you know, they can't release a piece of content without it being completely bugged or exploded to fuck. But fundamentally, when you actually play the game, it's quite enjoyable, right? So if they have good content, like, I think it's worth playing every now and again. It's also very approachable without having to pay anything. So it's a game that you can very easily add into your rotation of MMOs to go back to every now and again, fuck around for like a couple of weeks, and then just leave, right? Not like banning, the community started call everyone ults a rice eater because started an alt cap. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. I remember that. Every MMO will do good. That means all the rest of the MMOs have to try harder. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, competition breeds greatness, right? And when you have a starved MMO genre, you end up with shit like Final Fantasy XIV that think it's fine to have content cycles that last for 10 months, where the only thing you have in the game is 4 fights for 10 months, and that's it. With no player progression, no rewards for doing content, right? Classes that are basically all the same, classes that are dead on arrival. Shit like Blue Mage and Beastmaster, right? Like, when you don't have a healthy MMO scene, the quote-unquote best games in the genre do shit like this, right? So it's better for everyone to have competition, because you want your developers to be fucking scared of losing their players. Throne had really interesting ideas and weapon skills. Kind of a shame how they struggled to balance it correctly. Yeah. They just didn't really approach it in a correct way. Like, for one, I think each weapon types were too different from one another in Throne, which led into the situation where, because they gave that one weapon that one niche, it means that if you need that one specific niche, you need to have one of those weapons be the weapon you use. Like, for example, the evasion weapon is dagger, the accuracy weapon is greatsword, right? So that removes a lot of flexibility, right? Whereas if you give those type of options to more weapons, even if some weapons do it differently or some weapons do it better or different, right? That would breed more variety. Basically, the weapons were not homogenized enough in Throne for the weapon system to work the way they intended it to. Also, the mastery system was not pulled far enough at all. You didn't see some of the people in my static in 14 when I played it. They needed those 10 months. Final Fantasy 15 is more of a story game. An MMO, well, an MMO is not a story game, that's the thing though. And Final Fantasy XIV has had 2 decent story arcs in 13 years? 13 years, yeah. The rest was incredibly mid to actually dog shit. So if story is the one saving grace from 14, then that's a bit sad, considering most of it is not very good. Like, a lot of the people who are like really attached to 14 story should legitimately go play solo games, right? Or all the video games in general, because they're gonna be fucking flabbergasted at what they're gonna be able to find. 14 is fine as long as you don't expect the MMO experience. Yeah, I mean, that's fair, right? And I don't think, like, at the end of the day, I think 14 fills a specific niche, right? Like, the thing with 14 that is keeping it alive is that it's the only game that isn't WoW, so that doesn't look like garbage and has, you know, and is able to pull mechanics that are a bit more advanced than a 2004 game, right? It's the only MMO in the genre that is regularly putting out decent quality fights in that front. So that's the one reason why you go back to 14, right? 14 is the only place where you can experience stuff like Savage and Ultimate, right? And that's their strength. But the moment a modern MMO is able to pull out even remotely similar fights, considering a modern MMO would be able to, you know, have more modern mechanics because of a better netcode, because holy shit, Final Fantasy XIV's netcode is... it's not even tragic at this point. Like, it's some shit you would see on fucking... on the Wii, bro. Like, it's incredible. Like, for example, that's one of the reasons why I really hope AION 2 can do well, because AION 2, it will be able to pull out fights that are much better than Final Fantasy XIV, right? And this Transcendence 4 dungeon, honestly, is already better than a lot of the Final Fantasy XIV fights I've personally done, right? It's just that AION 2 is lacking some sort of pinnacle content, like Ultimate. And thank you for the follow, Mass. 660k, so okay, whatever, man. At this point, whatever gets us into the dungeon, I guess. I just don't like to not have a Chanta, because obviously Chanta is cracked. But Sprint Mantra, man. Sprint Mantra makes hyping gameplay a lot more bearable in many aspects. Because, like, you see this mechanic, for example, if I keep DPSing, I keep getting hit by those, right? Without Sprint Mantra, because of ping. Which kind of sucks. Like, you can just stop attacking, right, but it doesn't feel nice. 14 is similar to Throne in the aspect that it survives on the content they create themselves. Yeah, pretty much. Like, Final Fantasy XIV without FF logs would just be dead, basically. Because the only reason why people do the same 4 fights 9 months is because of shit like FF logs and challenge runs and so on and so forth. War games and Throne, yeah. Throne, it's war games, it's the sieges, right? Challenge runs, yeah. But hopefully, like, the thing with the PvE in AION 2, like, the one thing that is holding AION 2's PvE back right now is how obsessed they are with the different, like, entry systems and limitation and so on and so forth, right? Like, I can tell you, if they keep doing this shit, that game is not going to make a splash, even if they release good fights, right? Like, I can already tell you, I have a feeling the new Sanctuary is going to be very good, right? I have a feeling it's going to be, like, actually very competent. But who gives a shit? Because you're going to be able to enter the dungeon 4 times a week. You won't be able to go help other people. You're not going to be able to do pass runs. You're not going to be able to do carry runs. You're just going to be able to enter the dungeon 4 times a week. That's it. And shit like this will kill Iron 2's PvE if they keep it up. Nobody likes it. It's terrible fucking design. They gotta remove it. But for some reason, they are not. Why am I taking so much more damage? Because we have 0 damage tolerance in the group. I think carry runs are an evil I'm willing to let enter if it means we don't have to kill counter. Yeah, exactly. Fucking let people do it. Who gives a shit? Like, the whole, like, run restriction stuff is infinitely more harmful to the game's health than carry runs. Bro. The value of gear and clearing shit is already off the fucking window because you can just buy the equipment on the auction house. Who gives a shit? Genuinely. Just let me play the video game. How about that? Like, it really makes you wonder why they're so obsessed with this. It's almost unhealthy. Errors are going to happen anyways. Yeah, precisely. It's not even stopping them. But you know what it is? It is stopping? It's preventing me from helping friends clear Corroded Sanctuary. It's preventing me from helping friends proc Transcendence. You know what I mean? It's an MMO. Let me play. Let me help my friends. Devs would rather do something with bots than actual players. What do you mean? I forgot to turn on my LOP. Whoops. Coming in, and bro is already yapping. Love to see it, brother. Isn't that the whole point of a stream? To be fair. If I'm not yapping, then what am I doing? You know. That's why I'm here. Yeah, precisely. That's why 40 of you are here. I don't really mind the last endgame sanctuary have limited entry. They should at least nuke the attempt tickets. They just need to put loot lockouts. It's not that deep. Just loot lockouts. Let people enter the dungeons infinitely as much as they want, but just limit the amount of loot they can farm. You know what I mean? Bro, do you know how many people I have in my DMs every day asking for me to get them a slot into some sort of sanctuary group because they can find it? Bro, like, we would be able to just do a community sanctuary if it wasn't for the fuck-ass entry system. You know what I mean? That's simple, right? How do you progress to endgame as a new player? Well, that's a bit of an open-ended question, don't you think? I'll give you an open-ended answer by playing the game. How about them apples? Community sanctuary, yeah. Boosting services would go hard though. They already do. That's the thing. Dude. Okay, Thomas, I don't know if you play on Taiwan. I can tell you one thing. 99% of the endgame players don't even play the game. They just pay other people to play the game for them already. With or without limitation, with or without all of that, they do. Yes, but it's limited. It's not. Because people just pay for pilots instead of carry runs. It's functionally the same thing. It is. Interesting explanation. I still don't understand it. Yeah, it's just confusing for new players too. Like that's another bad side of it. Even if carry runs occur, it's a necessary evil. I mean, yeah. And look, at the end of the day, carry runs don't necessarily mean RMT, guys. Carry runs can also be sold by regular players for in-game money. Mercenary is not inherently a bad thing. It's not. It really isn't. And I don't know why people have this stigma that it is, right? I tried to see guys, they're all outdated, yeah. Want to limit dungeon on Transcendence because people selling runs and other guys bagging. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it doesn't stop anything because, first of all, people are still selling carry runs. Like, you just have to look at your group finder and you will find plenty of people selling carry runs. They just use the 35 cooldowns, and you know what they do when they run out of cooldowns? They log on to another character to do the same thing again. It doesn't stop anything. And if they don't do that, then they just pilot the account, and the end result is the same. I watch this stream every time, and I don't get the system like, yeah, well. Honestly, not being able to help friends or newcomers is just stupid. Yeah, precisely. I mean, dude, Final Fantasy XIV fundamentally is a game that has no fucking content. Right? Again, you get 4 fights every 9 fucking months or something. That's it. But do you know what people do in this game? The entire game is built upon people helping new players go through shit. The entire fucking game is built on that. It's almost like that's the point of an MMO. Really makes you think. You guys, anyone who played old MMOs in the chat, if you guys played old MMOs, have you ever gotten a friend into an MMO, you know, that doesn't restrict stuff like this? And when they run into a roadblock, you just go and help them? Yeah. You know why you do that? Because it's a fucking MMO. Oh my god, he's getting carried through the content. Okay, who gives a shit? What, you gonna cry? Gonna piss your pants maybe? Bro, it's a video game. Like, be fucking for real. Would you rather people not be able to do that but then have no players in your fucking game? Was the puck struggling on the one mirror behind us? Is that what happened? This entrancement combined with running sickles and Nimsa? Yes, precisely. And hey, at least AION's skin and transmog system is significantly better than 14's. So at least they got that going for them. Although it would be nice to have some sort of like shitty free dye in the game rather than just having be purely premium, but you know, that's just me maybe. But yeah, like, NCSoft genuinely need to get their head out of their fucking asshole and realize that this is a video game and this is an MMO. You need to stop putting 50 layers of restrictions on everything. Just let people play the fucking video game. And if you want to slow down progress specifically, you put loot lockouts, right? Like, it's like, you really genuinely would not think NCSoft has been making MMOs for the last 30 fucking years when you look at the way they handle this game, because oh my god, we have a problem with people using turbo keys to use skills. How do we fix that? By adding a fucking GCD like every other MMO in the past 30 years? Maybe? No? Anyone? Bro, is this guy actually fucking stupid? Genuinely. What was he doing, dude? This guy failed the same mirror 5 times in a row. For the second time. Is he deranged? It just turns AION 2 into a solo player game. Yeah. Basically, AION 2 right now, you play by yourself or with your own like very limited static area. You never interact with pugs, right? You never interact with the community at large. It's a very like isolated game, and they need to really move away from that. Man, Sakura mocked him with the fucking skull emoji. Oh, you did that? That's funny. I mean, someone can join us, right? Yo, anyone from chat wants a free stage 4? You know, preferably someone with like a bit of gear and fingers. It's funny how Throne required too much social commitment with big guilds, and Iron 2 is the exact opposite. Yeah, like it's two extremes. Like Throne was too much, Iron 2 is not enough. You know what I mean? Free? I mean, as free as it gets. Like you won't have to do the rest of the dungeon, you know? Hey, we got someone. Gladiator? Alright, well, triple me. Dude, like, this guy failed a solo mirror 5 times in a row, 2 pulls in a row. Like, it's just impressive. This guy has capped gear, by the way. What is J8? I don't know, it's probably a slur or something. You seem quite tilted when, player just use sarcastic, passive-aggressive comments. What do you mean? Wait, who are you again? Wait, are you the guys who... I don't remember what question you asked. But if I gave you the impression that I'm passive-aggressive, then no, it's not the case. If you're the person that asked the open-ended question, like, you just have to be a bit more specific, basically. Because I'm not going to be able to answer a very open-ended question. Can I empathize with this guy? I mean, yeah, no. I think myself that, damn. Look at that, someone who can press mirrors. Isn't that crazy? Still at the beginning as well. I mean, yeah, like, you know, early on when you prog this fight, like, the mirror phase is it's a bit weird, but when you get used to it, it's not too bad. Although I still maintain that if you have bad eyesight, this mechanic has to be a fucking nightmare. And I kind of wish the mirrors were a bit bigger, like just a bit bigger. The Soul didn't succeed a single mirror in 2 pools? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty sad. After reaching max level doing all the open world dungeons, how do you progress your gear to do ION content? Well, it's just about going through the motions, right? So you're gonna want to do all of your daily content. So the daily duties, the contracts, everything, brother. All of your solo content as well, so you want to start progressing on Nightmare, Essential Trial, all of that, right? And you want to go through the motions of the dungeons, right? So just do whatever dungeon is at your current item level, and just found that, really. Daily dungeon as well, pretty important for pet progression. I actually have a video on, like a video about all of the different content types, if you need like a broad indicator of what everything does and give, right? DPS is going to be a bit tight. But yeah, you go through the motions on dungeons and then you're eventually going to hit like a soft wall around 3k. Also, if you don't have the quote-unquote like startup catching patch, right? You want to grab that. That's going to bring you close to 3k eye level. And once you get there, your next step is going to be to farm for a set of crafted accessories, the baseline level 71s. Go through the dungeons until you reach the point where you can get faded equipment, like the armor and Dramata equipment and so on and so forth. Get baseline soul binds on these. On the weapon, you're gonna ride the dungeon weapons until you can enter Sanctuary. And once you can enter Sanctuary, then you basically want to start praying to get a Sanctuary weapon. Or start saving up to craft a Horned Dragon weapon, or buy a Horned Dragon weapon. Depends on your budget, right? Obviously, if you can swipe, that's gonna make it a bit faster. But yeah. Your end game in terms of gear is going to be crafted accessories, dungeon armor, sanctuary weapon and guard, or horned weapon and guard. And for the rest, it's just going to be progression on the solo content. So, Nightmare for Pantheon, Essential Try for enhancement, stigmas, etc. etc. June 5th, there will be some announcement at the Summer Game Fest. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just going to be... They're just going to explain the difference with Lobo, right? I don't know if I would expect a BM review, like, just yet. I think the BM stuff is probably going to come later on. I think they're going to cover stuff that we already know and maybe like a couple of new things, like, you know, mobile not being in the game, etc, etc. Is it fine to pug or do you need a pre-made? You can pug pretty much the entire game. Now, the one thing where you will struggle the most with pugs is Sanctuary. But the first Sanctuary, Saludra, is very easy to do with pugs because it's power crept as fuck. So you can just start farming that. Yeah, but everything else is pretty easy to pug. And yeah, I mean, if you have a question for a more specific, like, you know, path of your progression, because there's 50 million different types of progression branches in this game, right? And again, I released a video not too long ago that covers every single system and content in the game to just give you a broad idea. And you also have this, the navigation thing, which pretty much indicates you everything that you can do, all of the content types. Doesn't really tell you more, like, much about them, but at least that gives you an indicator of, like, you know, where to go from there. At to log in, this guy did 0 damage. Well, it is what it is. At least we saved the cooldown. That counts for something. Mechanics while you're running through the hearts. How do you know which color, Mr. Streamer Man? Pink is always the one you want to take. If you run through a blue heart, you get paralyzed. I have a guide available on this dungeon, if you're wondering about anything. But yeah, once you're max level and you're done with exploration content, that's pretty much it, right? You just go through the motions. Dailies, solo content, dungeons, rinse, repeat. Until you reach Sanctuary, then you add that to the rotation. Until you reach the Faded Equipment dungeons, then you do that for that armor, and you start getting the level 70 crafted accessories. Basically. What's it going to take for a new player to get to 4K gear score? Just hit 45 NA over VN. 4K isn't... Okay. The thing with eye level is that eye level is not really like a true metric, right? Combat power is the more real metric of your actual power. But when it comes to eye level, it's mostly inflated by the Davian board. Like this inflates your item level like as fuck. Never ever party with another Sork. If I see one, I leave. I mean, this guy was like... It would have been fine if this guy wasn't like actually clinically insane. Them immediately kicks 2 Sorks. Ah, fair enough. 10 cows, lost stock refugees. I'm fine. I'm fine grinding, but it's possible to just play 2 characters. I heard they made it so your main can do more content. So they did make it so your main can do more content now. And also they reward you more for doing endgame content, which means that obviously your main is more likely going to be at the endgame. So you're going to be making more from that. But broadly speaking, they did bring back a bit of the alt juice, right? So you can run up to 3 characters to min-max the amount of money and resources you get per week. And also, having alts do get you like some additional resources from like very specific things that don't even take some time. It's just that if you have more character, you can run it more. So specifically Ascension Trial, for example, right? Like you can get some shitty alts to run this. That's going to give you a bunch more enhancement stones and mana stones. And a bit of Kina, right? As well as stuff like the Abyss Corridors. So you can get AP on those, buy PvP gear, dissolve it, and then use the dissolved skins in the closet gambling thing, right? But that's more specific, right? It's not necessarily something you have to worry about right now. Want to get into the weeds with PvP, but everyone in spec is top tier specs. I mean, yeah. Like this point of the game, because the thing is, they haven't released more gear power creep in the game since the first season. So basically, the gear that we currently have, for the most part, has been available since the beginning of the game, right? Now everything has been eased up, there's been more systems, so on and so forth, right? But most people have reached the end. And also on Taiwan, there's a huge RMT problem. So people just, you know, they just RMT and buy crafted gear for PvP, right? But when it comes to PvP, like, PvP progression in terms of the gear is a bit remote from PvE progression. It's just a matter of going through the motions of getting as much AP per week, like doing all of your out of season AP cap stuff, like the corridors, the seasonal stuff, the Shugos, and then doing all of your metal quests, and then eventually you can just catch up. But AION 2 is very much a game where you have to worry about your PvE situation before you worry about your PvP situation, because keener farming and resource farming comes from PvE first and foremost, so you need to be settled on that first. You're going to gatekeep area of the Sork in the game. I mean, to be fair, Sork is not very comfortable to run to begin with, so ideally we don't really want to run one. But it is pretty funny that the one Sork we allowed to go through was actually genuinely insane. That's very min-max though, because in Lost Ark each ult you don't play is minus 100k gold you could have made. It's mostly min-max, yeah. Like, the thing is, it really depends on your expectations and what you want to do with the game, because if you mostly do PvE, you kind of don't really need ults. Obviously running ults is going to give you more shit, but you know, you kind of don't need it. You get enough just from running your main. But if you want to run both PvE and PvP, because both use the same resources for enhancing and everything, you kind of want to min-max as much as possible, because your resources are getting stretched extremely thin. So yeah. I want to love this game so bad. AION 1 30 when the game came out. I mean, to be fair, AION 1 was kind of the same, right? AION 1 was a game where, you know, your PvP progression was very much dependent on your PvE progression as well, because, you know, the two-handed classes, PvE weapons were always better. Like, that's where your money came from, to enhance, to get mana zones, etc., right? So it's kind of the same in that aspect. It's just, you know, especially true in this game. Why some streamers have number in blue and item power? It's combat power. Like, this is combat power, this is eye level. What if you try an even bigger Sork? I mean, it's up to you. Like, I'm just, you know, just going through the motions. I do want to get clearing though, because I have so fucking many of these to clear. I mean, I guess I really only have to clear 8, right? Once I've cleared the 8, I can take it easy for the rest. But you know, the more I do, the better. Too bad we can't check clear count. We need FF logs, dude, in this game. We genuinely do. I think Korea has a logs website where you can check clears and everything, right? I don't think Taiwan does it? Nobody's applying apart from a few Sorks I kicked. Yeah. It is what it is, I guess. FF logs we ain't getting because of low DPS. I mean, it doesn't matter if you make the group, right? It's just to clear if people... It's just to check if people have cleared and how many times they've cleared, right? You know what? You can bring in my AION. Something rudimentary, like my AION would be enough. You know, you guys remember my AION? Let me pull up my AION, dude. See. Hell yeah. Look at this. That's what we had for AION 1, dude. Yeah, that's all we had to check if people cleared shit, right? And you know what? That was enough. Just give me that, you know? Yeah. Play the shit out of this game when it comes to you. Yep. All of us will, trust me. How do you match... Did I fucking crash? I fucking crashed. You know what? I knew this node was dog shit. How do you have so much Odell? I buy idle from the shop, craft on 1 sign morph, I got through all of them in a day. I've been saving up my Odell for like the past 2 weeks for the new Transcendence. I am starting to run low though, I'll say that. Iron 1, there were real character skills benefits being one faction over the other one. Does Iron 2 have that? Nope. Everything is very streamlined and evened out between the 2 factions in Iron 2. There's virtually no difference outside of having different maps. But everything else is the same. The skills are the same. The character appearance is the same. Everything's the same. On Ascension, some wings and pets I can't find anywhere. Are they time limited? Anything that is like blue in hue in the closet as well as the pets. On the pets, it's mostly going to be the pets that are under the special category, right? All of these are either event stuff, battle pass stuff, or cash up stuff. But none of them give you stats. None of them. Like basically like all of the cash up, like all of the blue stuff like that is purely cosmetic. Well, this node seems to be a bit better at least. I guess that counts for something. Oh, we have a Chanta actually. Didn't even notice. I brought you guys some friends. Life Leech, you're just fucking it all up, yeah. Life Leech is an abomination, genuinely. I don't understand why it is still in the game in the way it is, like 6 months after release. It's such a huge problem. It is, but I don't know. I guess NC Sub doesn't see like this? I don't know. I mean, trust me, I will be endlessly bitching about it until they fucking remove it from the game, that's for sure. Yo, speaking of, by the way, I added a Life Leech emote. Enjoy, I guess. I mean, I quickly made it in like 30 minutes before stream, the funsies. So it's not the most like well done emote I've ever done, but you know. Damn, I can't believe the pug almost killed us. Disgraceful. It's in the game because there's 2 little guys playing heal so other dudes can clear stuff. I mean, ultimately it shouldn't be like, it's fine for it to be in the game, but then don't make your game a Trinity based game, right? That's kind of how all it is. And if you really want a Trinity, then turn the healer classes into bards, not actual healers. Like, it was fine when Cleric gave buffs to the groups, but now that the Cleric's buffing capability are very limited and buffing is a Chanta thing, it feels horrible. What I saw, the instants are amazing, good mechanic, good rewards. Yeah, I mean, you know, not every dungeon has been a winner, but especially as of late, they've been ramping up the quality of dungeons. And like, this one that I'm doing right now, this latest one that I released is generally a really good dungeon. The final boss is like top-notch in terms of mechanics and everything. Make Cleric Iron 1 Bard with Paralyze and CC, Bow and Silence. Hell yeah, brother, that's the fucking spirit. Also, hello, Kegi. Life Leech, there's no reason every class can solo everything, face tank everything. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, dude, I'm playing Cleric with no healing spell socketed outside of Benevolence. That should tell you enough. What's the highest DPS class in Iron 2? The balance keeps changing, so it's not a clear-cut thing. But as of right now, Assassin has the highest burst, so Assassin is better for short fights. And SM has the better long-term, like, stable DPS. So for long fights, SM edges Assassin a little bit. But all of the DPS classes are like pretty close to each other in terms of DPS. And now here's the sarcastic answer. The best DPS is your ping. Ha 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 ha. There you go. I need life leech, most chances don't heal. Then you should die. Controversial take. Yo, actually, don't keep that out of context. That's a bit of a low tier guard situation. Yeah, I think you should die actually. You don't need to use healing spells, you play with a 0 ping assassin and a glad. I mean... That would be true if I had anything that wasn't a soak in the group though. With or without high ping, by the way. If I die, maybe the relicense or something is wrong. Yeah, maybe supports should not be able to get through fights if they can't heal. Some food for thought right there. What about Cleric DPS? It's the lowest in the game. By a fairly large margin. Has anyone found any use for the new Arcana cards of protection? The other two is PvP, one from PvE. You mean the regen one? I'm kinda gonna use it in PvP because I want to play 2-2-2. But I haven't looked at it too much. Like I mostly looked at PvE for now. RX 7600 can play Iron with high settings. Yeah. Probably. Like the game is actually fairly well optimized, right? When it comes to an Unreal Engine 5 games, which we have seen some absolute fucking stinkers, like this game runs okay. Like I'm running on a 4070, right? Not even a super, like nothing special, and I'm playing the game on like high and ultra, while streaming on 2 platforms, and my frame rate's fine on an ultra even. No real person with a brain advocates for life leech in this game. Yeah, it's just bad for the game's health, really. Like it's one of those things where even if you like it, right? Even if it's really good for you. You need to understand that it's not good for the game long term. Which, like, when they nerfed Cleric's ability to spam heal as much, I was like, you know what? I get it. It's not healthy for the game for you to be able to spam that much heal, right? Life leech is the same. Game runs like kind of shit. I mean, it runs fine for me. I don't know. I think when it comes to like a modern game like this, Unreal Engine 5. MMO, like I think it runs fine. It is an Unreal Engine 5 game, right? At the end of the day. But Iron 1, like this game runs better for me than Iron 1. You know what I mean? Because Iron 1 was actually optimized with like a dirty asshole. The problem in this game is draw distance for mod other players. Yes, that is the #1 problem. Draw distance as well as target selection, which by the way, it's not that the game can't handle it, it's just that for some reason they turned it down. I don't know why, but they did. Whether it's to equalize the experience on mobile or something, I don't know, but you know, the game can handle it, it's just that for some reason. But trust me, it's gonna be something that, because okay, Throne and Liberty had the same problem, by the way. But then the game came in the West, and people were like, what the fuck is this target distance? What are we doing here? And because people bitched, I pressed the wrong one. Because people bitched specifically, they increased it. So, you know, just hoping the game reaches the West, people are like, why can't I target someone from further away than 30 meters? And then they're gonna change it. That's my cope on that front. Because it certainly is a downgrade from Iron 1 being able to target for 100 meters, I'll say that. Oh, that's the first healing button that pressed all dungeon, and it was unnecessary because the chanter just pressed recoup. Yippee. This English voice sounds weird. Yeah, the English voice right now is like, it's not finished. Also, she says the wrong voice lines for the wrong things. It's very much like incomplete. Man, I should have backed up. I believed, man. I believed in the Taiwanese pink supremacy. We're gonna fail this, actually. Yep. Unfortunate. Waiting impatiently for global version. All of us are. Trust me. Oh, also, we have a chanter. I should not be running this. Hold up. Let me fix this grave mistake. And the reason I got a Russian and one was non-rotary PvP, and I got like the... Yeah, well, this game doesn't have that. And he lost against the wall. Good for me. I need to wait for normal energy anyways. Korean voice sounds great. I mean, to be fair, Vijar, the Cremede original Fire Temple voice in English is fucking dog shit. So, you know, if they got the same voice actress, then we know what's going on here. But yeah, PvP is up in the 9-2, and PvP is also not very good, so make of that what you will. How dare you? Yeah, fuck that, dude. It's so bad. I thought my multitasking skill was sublime, but playing at the same time, can read and reply. Chat, no. I mean... at the end of the day, when I'm streaming, I'm not playing at my 100. Like, I'm not playing the game at my 100 at all. But I guess I'm just more used to it. But yeah, I don't like to go silent when I'm streaming, right? Because the point of streaming is to interact with the chat, right? Like, if I'm gonna be completely silent when I'm playing, like, I might as well not be fucking streaming, you know what I mean? So, I go through the effort of sacrificing a bit of attention and efficiency to at least interact with you guys. Oh my god, this sucks. Unfortunate placement. I played today, it was released in Taiwan. They patched something with that I couldn't play anymore. I mean, it was probably one of the, you know, depending on the VPN, like some VPNs got axed, like some of the really cheap ones, like Mudfish and shit. That's probably what happened, but if you just use one of the commonly used VPNs, like, you'll be fine. Like, Exit Lag is fine, LagoFast is fine. I think Gear Up is fine, but I haven't heard the most, like, the best reviews of Gear Up in this game. Recording scene introduced Germany. I feel terrible for that Transcendence, yeah. I mean, to be fair, right? The entire shtick of this Transcendence is that it's all fake, right? It's all within a reflection, right? That's the whole shtick of this rollback. So don't feel bad. It's all in the head. It's okay. This one's a bit close. Yeah. Oh god. Okay. The power of healing through it. Hey, Cleric is useful for one thing. Yippee! Grace restored. Oh, that's unfortunate. You like Cleric, fuck you. Like open world PvP, fuck you. Like AION, fuck you. I mean... I still have good hopes that the new maps, Moheim and Eltnen, will fix rifting. So, while I'm pretty sad of the current state of rifting, I am confident they will do something about it. right? And if they don't, I will eat my words. But there's no way they don't know anything with rifting. It's such a shame. More in her thought. I mean, get used to it, because I can tell you we're gonna revisit Chromite again at some point. So we're probably gonna fuck her up in some other reality. that is happening, 100%. I'm surprised he stayed. The run was shit. Eh. Oh, he is moderately juiced. Yeah. I mean, whatever. At least we clear, right? Like, I think you would be surprised at the fact that other pogs don't even fucking manage to clear most of the time. So yeah, being able to clear is already like an achievement for pogs, you know? Debate Iron 1 combat mode versus Iron 2 combat mode. I mean, I'm using Iron 1 because that's just what I'm used to, right? I think both are valuable. I do see most people use Iron 2 combat mode. The thing is, I've never used it, so I can't really like vouch for how good it is. But yeah, again, I'm just used to the good old tab targeting situation, so. But I've legit never seen anyone use Iron 1 in stream. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel very alone. Oh, I can't kill that. Help me. Thank you. Is this guy using Healing Touch? Maybe I missed some. Is there some announcement when Rift is opening? Yes. It says a space-time Rift has appeared. But again, like the next Rift is in 27 minutes. So you're gonna have to wait until that. Iron 1 control, I use Iron 1 control. Most of my friends that came to me, they use Iron 1 control. Oh, there you go. Maybe I'm not that alone after all. Tried both my self-targeting system since broke for Iron 1. I'm sticking to that for now. Yeah, I mean, basically I'm doing what I did on Iron 1 for the targeting, which is I have a priority system for the PvE, and when I do PvP, I just switch my tab targeting to only target hostile players. That's it. Which is essentially the same thing you were doing in Iron 1, right? So again, I'm used to it. Use tab for targeting mobs, targeting players only. Yeah, I tried doing that. I just cannot bring myself to get used to that. Because like I've been pressing tab to target shit in MMOs for over 20 years. But you can't tell me to press the spicy tab to target something, you know? That's just not gonna work. In terms of like muscle memory. I'm also used to like click targeting things if I need to, so that is one thing I do. if need be. I'm just a couple of days away from Sanctuary 3 now. I gotta say, I am looking forward to it. Even though it's probably still gonna be the same shit entry system, I am looking forward to a new Sanctuary. How big is RNG ruining or making the gameplay in 9.2? Oh, brother. Don't get me started. Okay, well, most things have pity systems, but we have some absolute stinkers RNG systems in 9.2. And thank you for the host, Arsenal. Appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. New content is content. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to like a Sanctuary with mechanics ramping up compared to what we've had before, for sure. But like, honestly, I would say the two systems that are the worst in terms of RNG is the Soulblind system, number one, and number two, the Arcana system. And thank you for the follow type. Appreciate it. So the Soulblind system, what it is, I'm just gonna assume you haven't played Iron 2, right? Is basically when you get a piece of equipment, it's essentially a blank slate, and it gets random stats assigned to it, and you can reroll each stat individually to tailor to the stats that you need personally. And you need to reroll them individually with specific like material that you get from running dungeons and stuff like that, right? And the reroll is completely random. There's no pity, there's no nothing. You could be rolling the same line 1,000 times and never get the stat line that you want. But that's pretty bad. And the other one, the Arcana system, which is basically what I'm doing right now, is you get cards from running this dungeon. There's 6 types of cards total. Each of them have a pool of active skills and passives they can pull, and you pull them at random. But that's not when the RNG stops, because you also level up those cards, and every time you level up the card, it gives an additional level to one of the assigned skills at random. Yes, at random. So which means that you have 2 layers of RNG. You have to get the card with the right spread of skills, and then you have to level up the skills that you need to level up. And leveling up requires to sacrifice a lot of other cards, right? And the RNG is pretty terrible. So yeah, these two are honestly the worst RNG we have in this game. The rest is very manageable, or has pity systems. You already have a max enhancement gold crafted guard, but you want to upgrade to the horn without going through the horn crafting option. You want to buy, is that the way to go? I mean, yeah, if you don't want to deal with the RNG of crafting horn, then yeah, just buy it. It's not that much more expensive. It's basically twice the price of attempting it, which if you fail the craft, you've already won. And then you can inherit it. I attack percent on plants and I'm taking 350 rolls. Yeah, I've had some absolute insane bad luck on rolls as well. There's card systems in the game, I didn't know about that. Yeah, this. These are the cards in questions. And as you see, they give skills and you level them up. Based on RNG by sacrificing other cards. Like, it's not... Conceptually, I'm fine with the system. There's just too many layers of RNG in my opinion. Like, considering you can only farm a finite amount of cards every week, like, if you get fucked on RNG, you can kind of end in situations where you never quite get the card that you need, especially for, like, the cards that have insanely big pools, like the Chalice and the Scale. Like, the Scale card has been available in the game since Season 2, so it's been multiple months. I still haven't obtained a single Scale card that had the spread of skill I wanted. That's how bad it is. Bruh. Is it easy to understand and farm, or is it like a complex system? It's pretty easy to understand. and farm. Again, it's just that there's a lot of RNG layers to that specific system. And the thing is, having good Arcanas is essential to your build like working. So if you get bad luck, it can be pretty frustrating until you get the right cards. And for the most part, you're gonna have to settle with like not quite what you wanted. That's just how it is.
Sacrifices is so noble, you know?
Main problem is that the viability of your build depends on the RNG of both the cards and the soulbinds. Yes. It's like the two most RNG systems are basically intricately tied to the viability of your set. It's a bit unfortunate. Like, equipment is worthless until you have the right soulbinds, and Arcanas are worthless until you have the right Arcanas. Does pay to win help with cards? No, Arcana is purely farmed in the game, through and through. There's no swiping involved with it. And I really thought we were gonna go on the left. Might be. Well, I used everything I had. Alright, there we go. At least that, I guess? Yeah. You can brute force soulbinds by swiping, though. That is one thing.
Making sacrifices is so noble, you know?
Because basically, to roll soulbinds, you have the option to use soulbind stones, which you get from running dungeons, or you have the option to use equipment of the same grade. So like if you have a piece of gold equipment and you want to reroll the stat, you can sacrifice another piece of gold equipment, right? And because of that, you can buy equipment on the auction house and use that to reroll your gear. But technically speaking, you can swipe to brute force soulbinds. I'll take some feeder cards. Did this guy use Storm a single time beside the very start? Honestly, I wasn't paying attention, so your guess is as good as mine. 1128. Yeah, that wasn't a bad run overall. Not terrible. I mean, I guess I can just craft a parchment. I do need to craft a better scale, but I could craft some parchments just to get it out of the way, because I'm really not getting any of the parchment type that I need. What is the... thank you for the follow stitching. What is the Kina difference for you? Crafting your god and then you straight buying it? Oh. I mean, it depends on how many bound mats you have, because the bulk of the price come from the Belic mats, right? So yeah, it really depends on that. But let's say on average it's gonna cost you like, I don't know, 150, 200 mil to craft by yourself, and then buying it on the auction house is like 300, 350 mil, something like that. I don't know, a chill group to play with. The Chinese group I was in is slowly disintegrating. That's unfortunate. That sucks. But like There's a lot of people, like on the Discord, who have good gear. Not necessarily the best of thing, but you know, maybe you guys can fill in the blanks with stuff like that. If you have groups that are falling apart, there's plenty to pick from. No, you're not chill? Damn, what has Sakura done to you? That's crazy. I play Sork. Ah, I understand. I see. Oh my god, dude, I keep I keep ignoring this mechanic and I keep getting one shot by it. Fuck me. If people can chill level 3 or even level 2, can bug, it's not the same. I mean for Transcendence? I see, I see. I thought you meant like Sanctuary and stuff. I mean level 2 and level 3, like you can run with high ping people, to be fair. So you might be able to find people on Discord. I think I said on those level 3 any pugs, maybe hit him up. Yeah, maybe. Brother might not chill. I mean, Sakura is chill. Raiden is not, though. Raiden will hate everyone. For no reason. I think playing with the sword was warranted. I mean, yeah, that sword was a bit of a, you know, special case. That guy was just on another level. Like, I don't know how you find it in yourself to criticize other people when you just failed a single player mirror 10 times in a row. Like, I don't know how you have it in you to do that, right? It's pretty impressive, if anything. I can only strive to have that level of not giving a shit one day, you know? For the special guy? Yeah. If I fail, I just shut up, yeah. I mean, this guy was like, he was going off in chat. Saying like, it doesn't matter, you guys do new DPS, and it's like, bro. The DPS doesn't matter if you don't get past the first mechanic. What are you saying? You know, I may have been a little bit toxic to him as well. After he said that. But I think that was warranted. We live in a world where those people exist, by the way. He can vote. Yeah, that's crazy. Scary thought. Scary thought. For real, for real. Are there rare world bosses? Do they drop crazy uniques? That means some things to get. Yes and yes. But the problem is that the world bosses, pretty much on every server, is controlled by like one group of people that just camp them on spawn, right? So good luck getting them. But yeah, they do drop like really valuable stuff. Do you have more guides coming up in the next few weeks? Yes. I mean, first of all, the next Sanctuary is releasing like literally in 5 days, so I'm gonna have to make guides for that. Which, you know, Sanctuary guides are not exactly the easiest to make. That's gonna be 3 videos, and I do still want to like make some sort of like Cleric build overview type stuff, right? But I wanted to get my Arcanas figured out before then. But it's taking longer than I thought it would. So yeah, I don't know. Planning how to change the Discord for global as it comes closer. Oh, we need to prepare for it. I see. My role, I can't run the dungeons period, they're just too fast. I mean, yeah, I mean, either way, right? To be honest, when it comes to this specific Transcendence, if you can't manage level 4, just do fucking level 3. You know? It's essentially the same loot, right? Holy shit. Maybe looking at the screen would be nice. It's essentially the same loot, right? But it's significantly easier. Like, you're barely losing out. Thanks for answering the question. Have a streaming? Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, we need to kill one Bob. XD. Level 3 has a lot less gold cards. I mean, bro, like, I have, even after the buff, I have had multiple runs that gave me no gold cards. You know what I mean? And at this point, Sakura, you kind of run this dungeon for the fucking crystals, not really the cards. Because you're never gonna get the card you need from looting it. You know it, I know it. Like, you're gonna have to transmute everything. And that's done from fucking crystals. I got 5 gold cards from on run. Well, good for you. I need to. I've gotten multiple that have not given me any since we started. I mean, I'm getting a decent amount, right? But I've gotten some, like, stinkers for sure. But I'm just saying that if you can't run full, like, 3 is not much worse. Genuinely. Got some decent cards, I got these decent skill to level 4. Well, there you go. You already have more than me, even though I'm running level 4, so... There it is. The skill that I'm running right now has no skills. I'm just running it for the set effect. XD. RNG, yep, welcome to Arcanus. Bruh. Oh, you know, it is what it is. At least we have a decent amount of runs, right? Like, we got some final skill count tickets and stuff, so hopefully I can at least figure out my PvE card situation before the new Sanctuary. Like, that's my main goal right now. Like, that's really the only thing I care about, is getting my PvE gear situation as good as it can get before the release of the new Sanctuary. Because that's really the only thing that really matters. Why do you skip the last dome? I mean, there's no reason to do it because there's only 3 AoEs. So running to the last dome is just a DPS loss because you're running, right? Yeah, it's only 3 AoEs. Like, you have 1 dome of leeway in case one of them disappears. Oh, she's transitioning, yeah. Probably for the best that I kept my bolt. This one's a bit close. That's fine. Can you even go through the blue hearts? I mean, kinda, yeah, but when you touch a blue heart, you get paralyzed, so... You get paralyzed for 2 seconds, so... Any leeway you may gain, like, you lose because you get paralyzed. It's not really worth it to do it unless it's like the last line and you have to get through, right? Without getting stunned? Nah, you can't. I mean, maybe with pink shenanigan, maybe sometime it can happen, but yeah, no. Yeah, people run the dungeon. I have yet to do Sanctuary 2. I watch, yeah, I mean, the thing with Sanctuary in general, right, is, until it gets power crept to fuck to the point where you can skip the mechanics that are actually dangerous, you're kind of fucked if you don't have a pre-made. I'm out. Damn, he's out. I miss hearing you say I'm paralyzed. Can you do some arena? Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good, brother. You have a paralyzed emote. That's all you get. You even have a life leech emote now. How many of these clothes are we going to need? Do we know? We don't know. I'm assuming you were gonna need like 100 or something. And the new sanctuary is gonna give us like 10 per week baseline. I haven't done Sanctuary 2 either, but well, it is what it is. Hopefully we'll do it at some point. I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest. I know it sucks if you can't do Sanctuary 2, but trust me, I've been doing Sanctuary 2 from the beginning, and I haven't gotten anything out of it yet. Nothing. So at the end of the day, Sanctuary is just purely RNG anyways, so don't be too sad, I guess. I don't even know how to convince you to do Arena. You would have to donate an obscene amount of money for me to tag Arena. Well, maybe not that obscene, but you know, sizable, let's say. The orange bracelet to PD eventually, like they did with Sanctuary 1. We'll see, because I think the new Sanctuary will not have a bracelet. I think the new Sanctuary will have the brooch. So I don't know if they're going to add pity for the bracelet on the second one, considering it's still going to be the best bracelet. That remains to be seen, in my opinion. If I run around with that title and I can't, well... I mean, the title doesn't even really mean anything anymore, to be honest. It's already pretty badly power crept, right? So if you actually clear it, you kind of get the title by default. We're leaving the server as soon as global comes. What do you mean? For the arena stuff? I mean, bro, I just don't want to do... Arena is just a consumable drain for no rewards, and you only fight 2 classes in there. And as Cleric, PvP makes me want to like stick my nutsack into a meat grinder and go very slowly. I'll never get Sanctuary 2 because they can't even click 1, 2, 3, I assume everyone is as stupid as them. I mean, I've gotten you into my Sanctuary Discord, right? I don't know how they're doing in terms of like the slots in the groups, but you can ask them. You might be able to clear it with that. Is brooch the only way to get it will be Sanctuary 3? Allegedly, yes. We don't know for sure yet, but probably. I will leave only after July. I mean, I'm gonna stay here until the very last minute. Although, when the game is about to release in global, I'm gonna be a lot less active because I'm gonna be busy making a bunch of video guides for like entry-level stuff for the global players. What is the current state of Gladiator and Sin? Godlike. If they don't want me, they don't want me. I'm 100% confident I can clear it. I mean, bro, I invited you to the Discord. Like, they will take you. You just have to ask if there's a slot. Like, I'm not the one managing the spreadsheet. You will have to ask either Pans or Arthurs. Maybe we'll be able to get a lesser version of it by other means. I could imagine that being the case, yeah. Like you get a gold shitty one from running like a new dungeon or something, and then Sanctuary has the actually like strong orange one or something. But we still don't know what the brooch is gonna give. Like, we don't know what the brooch is gonna give. We don't know if it's gonna be like another piece to enhance, or if it's gonna be its own thing, like the amulet and the belt, right? So yeah, we just don't know. I've argued with Arthur too many times. He hates me and I think I'm retarded. I mean, yeah, like he's made that very obvious, but he didn't seem opposed to you being in one of the groups though. I hope it's like the amulet and belt. We don't need another massive gold sink. Yeah, I do agree. Would be nice. Okay, the one thing I'm wondering is... what the fuck is the brute gonna do? Right? Because introducing a new piece of equipment into the game is always the opportunity to have it do something that helps with the problem the game has, right? So I'm genuinely curious as to what they're gonna do. Now I hope it's not just gonna be another bracelet, like just slap some god stats on it and enhance it, because that would be really fucking dumb and boring. But I guess we'll see, right? Just give it back, he likes it that way. You're kind of not wrong, actually, yeah. You see who's the not chill one? Yeah. I feel like we're doing one run and then waiting for Pogs for 20 minutes, and we're just doing that on repeat. Reminds me of when they first added the plume into AION, then the bracelet, just an additional piece of accessory that gives stats. I mean, the bracelet was interesting because it was additional mana stone slots specifically, right? The plume was more HP, but yeah, obviously anything that has to do with tempering solutions is fucking dog shit, so you know. Is it possible to remove the damage numbers? Because you have yes it is. You can make them slower, you can condense them, and you can remove them. It's Rift time? Yeah, it's Rift time. I don't play with damage numbers on screen at all. Well, I'm just used to it that way. Also gives me some feedback, you know? To a shit show, yeah. I mean, again, it's just one of those things where you got around to it. Honestly, I would say that the plume and the bracelet were not the biggest problem. The fucking accessory tempering was, when it came to the tempering solutions. I like number go burr, yeah, exactly. If there's not a million different damage floater on my screen, I don't want to play a video game. I saw this video of an assassin doing some solo dungeon, and my god, I couldn't see anything. I mean, yeah, assassin is ridiculous. Like, when you have elusive clone, it's too much. Numbers on screen go insane with my head count, yeah, like, native ping assassin with elusive clone will actually just give you a seizure. Like, it is a health hazard. It is. You gotta see it sometime. I've seen it on other streams, dude. Like, I've watched a Korean assassin who had a zoomed in camera and had screen shake with the damage floater. And genuinely, I went into a coma for 7 hours. So yeah, that's definitely not the best. What a maniac, yeah. So some people are just built different, in parentheses derogatory. Ah yes, thank you for the 50 XP card, love it. I got another gold parchment, right? Let's see, yeah. And no radiant recovery. Fucking earth retribution again. Fuck me, brother. That's so good. Not the worst though, it's just... And yeah, the rest is unusable cards. I guess I can use these to level up my shit. You know, this one's decent for PvE actually. I can get +3 on the skill I need. Yeah, that's been my experience as well. Yeah, speaking of having a seizure, look away from the screen, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm almost done. There you go. Okay, so I need to level this up once. What do I need again? I don't remember what I need from it. Oh yeah, right. I need something to be able to reroll condemnation on the other ring. Yeah. Right. Like this card had so much potential, and then it leveled fucking Prayer of Concentration 2 times. Like, this is what I'm talking about with the Arcana system. Like, the Chalice, you have a pool of like 50 plus things you can roll. So you need good RNG to get the right skills, and then when you enhance it, you can get the wrong skill leveled up. It's so bad. Sucks so much, dude. Like, watch it fucking level 3 of concentration again. If it does, I'm actually going to like flip my table though. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Are you going to be playing on the West or stay in Asia since you're already committed to a character? I'm not committed to this character at all. I don't spend money in this game. I'm not committed to shit. Like this server is purely a waiting room for me. The moment global comes out, I'm out. Okay, Judgment Thunder is good. Now I will keep this character because I'm assuming that we're gonna be behind in patches compared to Korea and Taiwan. So I will log into this character to check out the new stuff and cover it, right? But that's about it. Until we catch up in patch. Assuming that, you know, we start at season 1 and stuff and go through the motions. Okay, so that Judgment Thunder is level 21, so I'm gonna be able to roll it off if I need to. Which means that now I need some luck on the parchment. And then I'm gonna be in a good place PvE wise. I guess I can level up the other stuff though. Okay. Is your gear decent compared to others since you're full free to play? I'm not free to play, I pay for the sub, right? But yes, my gear is good enough. 3 hours stream, 6 dungeons done. Yeah, sounds about right. It's a winner PvE if you ask me. I don't have cards left. But like my PvE gear is fairly decent. And my PvP gear is also fairly decent. Neither of them are the best, but both of them are like actually pretty good. Rendered OP. Ugh. It's a just chatting stream. Every stream is a just chatting stream, dude. Even a PvP stream is a just chatting stream. That's just how it be. How much power do you have? I don't know, 500k park? I have 520, yeah. I have 520, but since I'm in the middle of redoing my arcanas, like I have some level 0 arcanas, right? So I'm losing power from that. Oh yeah, I'm missing a couple of soul binds on my armor. And I need to finish going through my Arcana situation. And once I have everything done, I'll be like 550 or something. Which I'm not really going to be able to go much higher than that unless I have Horn Dragon gear. Which I tried to get Horn Dragon gear. I tried. And I failed. So it is what it is. How much can you make Kina in a week? With the most recent changes, I mean, it kind of depends on your energy rate, but assuming you run everything and you're like, you have at least your main in the highest level of dungeons. Let me think for a second. Like to give you an actual like proper number. So you're making around 2 mil, and then you can run 35, 28. You're probably going to be running like 40 on average. Let's say 30 on average to be conservative. So that's 60 from your main. Yeah, around 100, around from 100 to 120 mil. Yeah, if you run ults, yeah. I know you probably get this question, but how pay to win is the game really? Is it considering to avoid it will be too much for the West if they don't change things? I mean, the problem with the pay to win pertains to like a very specific aspect of the game that I would expect will change before it comes out to global. But you can keep up with just the sub, just fine. You can clear the PvE content as soon as it comes out, and you can be competitive in PvP. It's all about expectation at the end of the day, right? The stuff you can swipe for is basically anything that pertains to enhancement, but enhancement isn't too bad to get. It's just, you know, you'll get your enhancement faster if you swipe. And crafted gear. Crafted gear is the biggest culprit right now. Aside from things like Arcana, Soulbinds, Genius, Divinia, do you think makes the biggest difference to your combat power? Aside from every system in the game, what do you think makes the biggest difference? Are you dead ass? I mean, combat power specifically is anything that gives you offensive PvE stats. So the answer is basically that, right? That was terrible DPS. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Some changes to the game, yes. Specifically, if they change the Soulbind system and they don't fuck up by releasing Horned Dragon on day one and make the Horned Dragon progression like more linear, then it's gonna be completely fine. Quite honestly, like, the thing that upsets me the most about this game is not the fact that you can swipe to get shit, because that's honestly mostly inconsequential. It's the price of the sub and the amount of fucking battle passes they keep adding. Like these two things are the ones I hope they fucking calm down in the West. And then other than that, genuinely, stuff like ping and class balance is more important than anything you can get from fucking swiping, dude. Genuinely. Enhancement stone not sellable. I don't think they need to go as far as that, because enhancing is like, enhancing has a ceiling that is pretty easy to attain, right? So I think enhancing is kind of whatever. Like the soulbind system is a much bigger problem than enhancing, in my opinion. I'm 4044 and 400k combat power. Genius is nearly there. Well, it's mostly going to be soulbind min-maxing, right? And also your Pantheon and stuff like that. Your Pantheon, your bracelets. Basically, like the biggest source of combat power is going to be stuff like Smite, Perfect, Attack, Crit. Like all of the damaging stats for PvE, right? So anything that gives you that is going to be the biggest difference maker. So like having the right Smite rolls on your Genius makes a big difference. Having Destruction and Wisdom on your bracelet makes a huge difference, right? Like I don't have Wisdom on my bracelet, so I'm losing a lot of combat power. Also your passives, right? Like all of your offensive passives, if you're like sub level 20 on them or something, like you're gonna lose a lot from that. Like my offensive passives are like 26, 27. And stigmas, yeah. I mean, obviously, as long as you have your 5 level stigmas at level 20, you're not gonna get any more than that. Because leveling stigmas that are not equipped does not give you combat power. But yeah, obviously, if you have stigmas that are not maxed out, that will absolutely kill your combat power too. Level 20 stigma, get to go on CP? Yeah. It's like, how much was it? Like 7k or something? So going from 15 to 20? Something like that. To 20 currently 320 1810. Yeah, that is making you lose like a good amount, especially level 10. That's pretty bad. Like you're probably losing like 10 15k just from those alone. I was gonna say if you're struggling with AP, just join a Siege alliance, but if you're on Chromite or Bakama, never mind. Just do Rift PvP with other people. There you go. That'll fix it. Chromite? Yeah. It is what it is, yeah. Sometimes you lose on character creation. I lost by picking Cleric, you lost by picking Chromite. It is what it is. Only the equipped one? Yeah. Chromite, Comrade, yeah. Most Westerners are from Chromite, to be fair. Chromite and Bakama. Although, okay, I'll say I've had a lot less people from Bakama in chat than Chromite, overall. Because there's more Asmo lovers. If you're in Chromite or Bakama, 0 corridors, yeah. 0 corridors and 0 like PvP as well.
Esteemed guests, I cordially
2 weeks and got owned by one server, and we had another week and the second week of being owned. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, right? Like, I have this inside joke where basically after every siege, I'm just waiting for someone to show up in my chat and be like, Chromie got 6-0'd again, because it keeps happening. And I know it's very sad for you guys, but it's really fucking funny to me. It's like every siege on the dot, it's like, yeah, Chromie got fucked in the ass again. Yeah, what of it? I didn't have a clue Chromie was the Western server. I chose it randomly. Wow, that's really fucking unfortunate. Everyone's just jealous Chromie has 0 artifacts. Hello, Starboy, and yes, clearly. About Sork, is it only bad because it has no life leech? Kinda, yeah. It's also pretty slow as a class. Yeah, the main one is Sork has pretty bad self-sustain in PvE compared to other classes. Which, as it should be, honestly, every class should be like this, but what can you do, right? That is the lay of the land. Very squishy class, yeah. I mean, it goes with it, right? Because at the end of the day, Assassin is very squishy. But because Assassin infinitely heals itself with auto attack, it doesn't matter. Because as long as it doesn't one-shot you, you just live. And you go back to full. Whereas the pity dungeon too, yeah. I wonder why they removed the pity corridor. Although I think they did that because people were somewhat abusing it. Yo, use a potion, brother. Are we dead ass? Oh my god, dude. Who's fucking up? The nightmares. Do you always need a healer and tank in every dungeon? Not really, no. Like, some classes can fill in the role. Also, it depends on the dungeon. Like, having support, some sort of support is like nice in general, especially on the higher end stuff, but yeah. You don't need a cleric, for example, like a chanter is enough. A mage should have a big cast and a slow ass. I don't disagree, right? But this game doesn't do well with, you know, inconvenient class identity. And this guy did not move forward, like, at all. Like, I'm sorry, dude, but that's on you. Mobility is too important, as obviously there's always something going around, yeah. Which, again, it's because, like, the game wasn't always like this. They just, for some reason, built it into this. So now it's a problem. I don't know. Like, I do think having cast and stuff that binds you in place and so on and so forth is also part of skill expression, right? Knowing when to use stuff and stuff. Like, too much convenience is a thing, right? Is there a built-in DPS meter, or is it third party? There is a built-in DPS meter, but it's only for yourself. There are third party to see the entire group now. Yeah, I can turn it on. There you go. That's the solo DPS meter. Sork was even worse before, can improve on that aspect. I mean, Sork got a pretty big buff a few weeks ago, right? It's just that it mostly brought Sork back in PvP, but when it comes to PvE, right, like the game, the balance is just fucked because of life leech and all of that. It's not a Sork problem; it's a game problem. Like it's the same as Cleric. Like the Cleric is not a Cleric problem; it's a game problem, right? Your big forehead is in the way. There you go. I was thinking about trying the game. Whoops. I thought she was gonna die, dude. I'm not using a self-res stone. Not in this economy. Well, if you had to start from zero, still go for Taiwan server or for global release. If you would play global anyways. I'm gonna be honest, because of the way the game is evolving and everything that's going on and so on and so forth, I think for 99% of players, waiting for global is the play. Because like there's a multitude of factors that might burn you out on the game before it even comes out in global if you play on Taiwan. So yeah, that's my personal take on it. Now, if you want to download the game, don't even buy the sub, just go through the MSQ just to like, you know, get a feeling for the game, maybe do the story with the different classes and everything, just to preemptively have a vague idea of how the classes play. You can do that, but actually fully commit and full on play the game before global comes out, this close to global, I would say probably not. I'm gonna rest a bit, you guys. More tickets anyways. I mean, that's fine. There's also other stuff I need to do, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah. But again, like for 99% of people, I would not recommend committing to Taiwan at all right now. Just wait for global, because global is gonna be the superior release. Like the Taiwanese servers are genuinely fucking awful in terms of community, in terms of management. Like the Taiwanese servers are pretty bad, and also because the game is like fairly unstable because it keeps getting updated week after week after week. It's a bit frustrating to keep up if you're not actually wanting to fully commit. Just spend $12 and get full Horn Dragon gear. Yeah, for real. 600 combat power. Spend so much on outfits, I'm ashamed. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, if you did that, you did it because it made you have fun. So I don't think there's any shame to have about it, right? But for the majority of people, that's just how it is. Alright. How many more do I have to kill for this week? 500? I guess I can do that to wrap up the stream. No, that's fine. Can do the last 4 tomorrow. Have to buy them again on global. It is what it is. I mean, hey, it is your disposable income. See. I mean, this time of day, surely I'm not gonna get Zerg, right? Surely. Will you keep not swiping on global? I just don't swipe in these games. Like, that's just what I do. With that said, on global, depending on how busy I am, maybe I will pay for the sub, even if you can technically get it with Kina, stuff like that, right? But I'm not gonna swipe for power. That's not gonna happen. Because that's just not what I do. Hopefully in global they won't be so expensive. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know about this one, Chief. You can get sub for Kina. You can't in the current version. I am 99% sure you will be able to on global. It's a free-to-play game, and that's how free-to-play game typically works in the West. So I would be shocked if there's not some sort of like WoW token system or a Kuna purchase system for the sub. I would be shocked. Pretty sure if they don't reduce the sub price of global, it's doomed. I mean, I've been saying this, right? When it comes to global, I think the second sub is gonna get axed. So it's only gonna be the first sub for 15 bucks. And I think it's gonna be purchasable with Kuna. That's what I think it's gonna be. I could be wrong, you know, at the end of the day, it is up to NC Sub to fuck it up. But yeah, that's what I think they're gonna do. You know what? It seems to be pretty calm. Maybe switch to PvE. Famous last words. There's so many people here, actually. What's the reason that you are killing these mobs is a daily thing? Yeah, there's a weekly that requires you to kill 2,000 mobs in the Abyss for medals. And there is also a reason to kill these, because these mobs give you abyssal potential stones that you can use to enhance Abyss gear, like PvP gear. to get more PvP stats on them. Can I just kill this guy with my PvE set? I guess I can. Godspeed, brother. Wouldn't mind a sub. I mean, I wouldn't mind if the game was purely sub-based, but the Steam page already says that it's a free-to-play game, so... That ship has sailed a long time ago. All free-to-play games are just completely dying. I mean, it just depends on the definition of dying, I guess. Like, population-wise, even if you have like 10,000 people playing the game, it's still very playable. Like, look at AION 1, right? AION 1 never had a big population past the 5.x era, and yet we still played it, right? So it is what it is. 22 stuns on 30k mob kills. Yeah, I got like 7 or something in total farming. I don't think anyone spends money on a game when the game doesn't stomp your nuts. Yeah, I mean, personally, it's just a me thing, right? Like, I can spend money on a game, but I don't want to spend money specifically for power. Like, I will spend money for a sub. I will spend money for a cosmetic. I'm not gonna spend money for power, though. Because I want to farm, right? Like, MMOs at the end of the day are meant to be a time sink. That's just the essence of MMOs. And I'm not paying to skip the time sink. That would be completely counterproductive to me. To me, right? To me. Just because MMOs are trying to accommodate to people having 5 dogs and 3 wives, like, doesn't mean I'm gonna change the way I tackle this. Bruh. I'm in the same boat, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are, to be fair. Think about it, people might say pay for convenience or efficiency, pay for bullhorn, yeah. Don't feel good about it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a tale as old as time. You see it every time in a game where you can swipe for some sort of progression. Person comes into the game. Person has money. People just swipes for everything. Person has nothing to do left in the game. Person bitches about having nothing to do in the game. Person just quits the game. And the cycle continues. Personally, I'll be content being slightly behind if it means that I keep having something to do when I log in. It's a video game. Like, I'm not 15 anymore. I don't need to show everyone I have the biggest gear score. As long as I can clear the content when it comes out, and I have shit to do when I log in. That's a video game. Can you skip PvP entirely in this game, or is it a must to do, even for PvP progression? PvP is entirely skippable, yes. Now, doing some PvP adjacent activities is helpful in PvE, specifically for the stigma leveling, right? But you don't really have to engage with PvP, even though they are PvP adjacent. Like, you can be doing corridors and sieges. And I would not really consider these to be PvP content, per se. To get some AP and upgrade your stigmas. But for the most part, you don't have to make a PvP set, you don't have to engage with PvP in any specific way, if you don't want to. The only thing that I would say is that I don't think the PvE offering in this game is big enough for you to only be playing PvE, though. That is the thing. At least in my opinion, I don't think the PvE offering is like large or satisfying enough to only be playing the game for PvE. Maybe it will get there, but right now it's not there. Level all my stigmas basically killing bots. Yeah, pretty much. But you didn't have to make PvP gear or anything to do that, right? So I don't really consider that to be full-on PvP, right? I do need to do invasion, so let me get out. And grind, I cried when one build Kina. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, different strokes for different folks, right? If your time is too precious for you to be playing the game to get your gear, then go for it. It's not gonna make it's not gonna like make my experience worse. I don't give a shit if someone swipes to get crafted gear or something. I don't really care. I do care about the fact that you can fail the craft for crafted gear. Now that's pretty fucking dumb. And I will be bitching about that. Also wasn't Lost Ark, for example, until they started adding the big raid bosses. I assume they will add PvE, hard PvE content in this game. I mean, I would say this game already has quote-unquote hard PvE content. At least, you know, to the average player, I do think some of the content is not very approachable. Like, I think Sanctuary and the latest Transcendence at stage 4 are already pretty unapproachable for a lot of people. But it's not a meaty enough offering in PvE. We need more. Like, first of all, I think we are missing one additional content type for PvE. And we are missing higher difficulty levels for the raids. And also, they need to stop gating entries. Because even if you run out of shit to do, you should be able to join runs to help people and do pass runs if you want to. Oh god, there's so many fucking bots, dude. Well, that's gonna take a while, isn't it? Oh yeah, at the end of the day, the game has been out for 6 months, so we'll see what they have to offer. Again, like, the thing with the game in the state it currently is I don't even consider it to be the full game, because we are at level 45, we have the baseline zones, we don't have a capital, right? Like, I'm gonna really start heavily judging the game in its entire structure once we have Season 4, aka the level 50 patch. Because at that point, we'll have the main maps, we'll have a capital, we'll have a new class, we'll have level 50, and at this point, if we still don't have stuff like Dredgen and all of the different PvE, the PvE offerings, if we still don't have these, then I'm gonna be bitching. As well as competent rifting, but you know, that's... I've gotten to the SM bot party, yeah. This is early access before global. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Is the game doing good in Asia in terms of player feedback of the population? It's doing well, yeah. Like, financially, it's doing really good. In terms of player amount as well, it's doing really good. When is Season 4 release date? It's in like a month. Well, I can tell you, right? You see the time on that coin? That's when. So yeah, month and 2 weeks, something like that. Yeah, month and 2 weeks basically. Is there July 2nd? Yeah, there you go. And on June 15th, they're gonna do a showcase of like a sneak peek of the expansion. And that's also probably around that when they're gonna start ramping up advertising for global. June 14th. Yeah, well, close enough. Don't think the dev don't want to push now. June 5th, the global date will get announced, yeah. We were supposed to get something in May, by the way. I don't know where that went, but you know. Any info about the open beta? I don't think the West is gonna get an open beta. Like, I think at best we're gonna have an early access. I don't think we're gonna get a beta. Because they're already doing CBTs for the West. SGF's on the 5th, but not sure we'll get an announcement on the same day. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they might be here on day 2 or something, yeah. Taiwan is open beta. Yeah, there you go. You wanna play the open beta? Download the Taiwanese client. There you go. Do you think we're gonna start a season 1 content? Yes, I do think so. I do think we're gonna go through all of the seasons, but with the latest QOL and balance, with an accelerated schedule. So like, basically 1 month long seasons instead of 2, something like that. Even season 1 balancing now, I think we're gonna have the latest QOL and balance. We might even have the new class, right? It's literally only fucking bots in this instance, dude. That's crazy. Is the closed beta invite only? I think it's like specifically invite only. Yeah, it might even be like internal or something. When it's been released, you got even the season 1 balancing was super funny. I don't think they'll do that because like every time NCSoft has released a game in the West, like as of recently, they have been releasing the earlier content with the latest balance. So I think this game will follow suit. Like Throne was like that, Iron Classic was like that. Well, Iron Classic wasn't exactly like that, but close enough, right? Throne was though, which I think is the better example. Going to sleep? A good night, Pizza. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, who knows, right? There's always the off chance that they just want the West to have the best version of the game off rip, and they also don't want to manage 2 different versions of the game. So maybe we'll have season 4 from the get-go. Who knows? That is a possibility. That is how they did AION 1 back in 2009, right? I'm doubtful, but who knows? What class are you gonna play on global? I'm still undecided. The thing with the class in this game and the balance in general is this shit changes every week. So I don't know. It's gonna depend on a bunch of factors. Right now I'm leaning towards Templar. Cleric because he loves it so much. Very funny. I mean, here's the thing, right? I don't hate Cleric, but Cleric is not built for the way the game is right now. If they figure their shit out, I am not opposed to playing Cleric on global. But they have 4 months to convince me. You know what I mean? But yeah, typically speaking, I do tend to play like the most support classes because, you know, I just don't want to wait for support to be running shit. So I just play it myself. So it's gonna be one of Templar, Chanter, Cleric, probably. Gotta getting more broken by the day. I don't think they know what they want out of game, like in PvE. Glad is a support, Glad. You know. I mean, they want Gladiator to be a tank that provides more DPS, as opposed to Templar that provides more defense, which in that sense, that's pretty much exactly what Gladiator is doing. So if that's what they want, they succeeded in achieving it. The problem is that Life Stealing Blade is broken. Yeah. But it's fine. They're going to release a spear DPS class, and then you're gonna be able to play that instead. Templar still gives damage, so you just take both because Templar threat is better anyways. Yeah, but I mean they just want Gladiator to be an alternative tank that just provides more damage. Now I don't disagree, right? Like, it is a bit silly how they removed synergy from every class except the tanks and supports. So because of that, you just kind of take them. You even stack them. But that's gonna be on them to balance. If other classes had synergies, you still don't take Gladiator. I mean, Life Stealing Blade is so absurdly strong that you kind of take Gladiator regardless. Like, at this point, Life Stealing Blade is not just synergy, it's the synergy. It's legitimately the thing that gives the most amount of DPS out of any single buff in the game. It's a bit silly. Gladiator giving party so much damage is the only reason to take it in PvE now. Yeah, I mean, that's just like saying the only reason why you take a Chanta is because it has undefeated Mentor and Power of the Storm. Like, no shit. Yeah, that's how the class is designed right now. It's like Gladiator is designed as a tank that gives DPS to the group. That's what it does right now, and it's really good at doing that. Now what Gladiator is supposed to be? I mean, it is what it is, right? That is the intent, I should say, right? The thing is, Gladiator can't be the AoE class because every class AoEs, right? So what does that leave then? Like, the thing is, they need a second tank in the game because, you know, otherwise they would have 5 DPS and 3 supports instead of, you know, 4 DPS and 4 supports. So Gladiator was the only one that made sense to do that, I guess. Because they only went for the original 8. So that's kind of the conundrum, right? Like, I understand what they did. Personally, I get it. I know that's not what people want, but I understand why they did it. I don't particularly want Glad to be a dedicated tank for fucking purpose now, at least. Yeah, I mean, I think Glad is just in a good spot in PvE right now. Like, I don't think it really need to get looked at. The only thing is Life Stealing Blade, in my opinion, is too strong because here's the thing, right? When you consider Gladiator's raw DPS, and then you also consider the amount of DPS it gives with Zik Hills and Life Stealing Blade, Gladiator is a top tier DPS. Like, it's actually up there. Like, it does as much damage as a fucking Sork. As long as your group is not completely fucking handicapped, you know? Which is, in my opinion, maybe too much. It's a bit too much. Everyone is attack capped anyways. You still give a bit of attack to the support classes because you always run Chanter, Cleric, etc., right? You give attack to those. And Life Stealing Blade also gives literally, like, across everyone in the group, like 300k damage, like 300k DPS. So, like, the combination of those, both of these basically makes it so Glad it has as much DPS as a Sork. Storm is 20% attack. I mean, Storm is not up 100% of the time. I mean, I guess you can make the argument that, you know, oh, you're gonna use it at the same time, but because of cooldown reset, Zik Hills is up all the time when Storm isn't. Argue about Glad every day? I mean, it's just that Raiden is a bit dense. It is what it is. At least it makes for a discussion. One way to cool down on WoW. Yeah, but you do... it's a bit less than that because of CDR, right? It's closer to 40 seconds, or even less sometimes. You know, I'm gonna do that just for the life leech. I mean, the mana regen. Well... I guess this guy's block, huh? Yeah. Yeah, well, that's kind of useless, isn't it? Not just allowed to speak about the only class I care about. I know you can. I mean, it's just that there's not much to argue about. Like, Gladiator... Like, the reason why Gladiator is a tank is because they needed a tank class, and Gladiator is the only class that made sense, right? And... Life Stealing Blade is too strong as a buff, right? That's kind of all there is to it. Block defense increase, pop crazy? Yeah, well. Just the usual support versus support. Just move on with your day. We agreed, yeah. I mean, you were saying that you don't want Gladiator to be a tank, right? Which I fully understand, right? But, you know. Unless they wanted to do something wacky, like Assassin being like an evasion tank or something, and like fully commit on that, which, to be fair, AION 1, that's kind of what Assassin did, so they could have. Smash my face into things like a moron, yeah. I mean, again, they're gonna release a spear class eventually for you to do that. Believe, just be patient. God, I do so much less DPS with my PvP set, it's almost sad. But yeah, like, the bottom line is that Gladiator right now is too strong both in PvE and PvP. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. And the reason for it is Life-Stealing Blade, and for both of these. Well, okay. I still think CDR proc should not be a thing, ever, in any game. So I do think that also needs to go, but, you know, if there's a single culprit to Gladiator being too strong, it's Life-Stealing Blade. It needs to be toned down. I see new ninja class. Yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna do that. Bro, I'm already upset that evasion is even a thing in this game. Like, the way evasion and block works in this game should not be the case. I mean, throw it on the pile, I guess. Does leveling a cleric feel slower compared to other DPS classes? Leveling is a non-factor on every class. Yeah, you're basically getting max level in like a day. It's all done through the MSQ, and every class does it about at the same speed. Like, I would say the class that has the easiest time is probably SM, because SM is like really strong because of pet scaling on early levels, but yeah, every class is about the same, especially now. PvE damage wise, me calling a Sork if my teammates aren't is fine. My job is to give the party damage. Yeah, but okay, here's the thing, Reagan, right? It's the same argument that I'm gonna bring forward for everything. It's that if you gotta do that, then it has to be even across every class. You know what I mean? If the expectations is that supports should be doing the same DPS as a DPS class, when you consider their buff, when they're buffing like a strong DPS class, okay, but it should be the case for every class. You know what I mean? Because I can tell you right now, Templar is... When you consider Life-Stealing Blade, Templar is below, Chanter's below, Cleric's below, right? And it's the same thing. When you compare Cleric to Chanter, Cleric is like significantly lower. Very significantly. Like, it has to be even somehow, right? Like, something has to give. If you don't want each archetype to fit within a certain archetype DPS profile, even when accounting for our DPS, then, you know, it has to be even across the board. Do you think they should make leveling harder, more time consuming? Nah, it's... Well, in 2026, it's not about leveling anymore. I do think they should be spending more time making the open world valuable, though, in general, because, like, the open world is, like, fucking worthless right now. Both in PvE and PvP. Less defense compared to Templar. I mean, yeah, but, you know, DPS is the thing with defense, right, is you either get one shot or you don't. And the thing is, you fix the defense problem with two classes, Chanter and Templar. And as soon as you fix that, the only thing that matters is damage, right? Like, healing doesn't matter. Utility doesn't matter, like, it's just damage. Sin burst damage just... Assassin feels a bit... I mean, at least when I leveled it, Assassin felt a bit, like, rough compared to some other classes in the leveling aspect, because it was very squishy and bad at AoE. But I guess that probably changed because, you know, they made a bunch of stuff like mobile and stuff, so... Yeah. It's probably fine now. Like, I leveled my assassin beginning of season 1, so yeah. Play without Templar because they don't have fingers on the keyboard. I mean, yeah. And thank you for the follow, Golf. Appreciate it. Balance was not always equal because I still like that system better. Okay, BNS. And the compatible time, higher enough damage the pace will play head slightly depending on mechs. I mean, yeah, the thing with AION 2 is AION 2 is a game that is trying really fucking hard to be a Trinity game like AION 1, but is doing too many things like BNS, but is failing at both right now in terms of the balance. Like, they pick one, right? They really need to pick one. Like, same problem with the life stealing stuff, right? Like, they have life leech, like a game that doesn't have a Trinity, but then they have a Trinity. But then the Trinity is fucking useless because the life leech exists. It's like, what are we doing here? And it's not even a controversial opinion. Like, I think most people would agree with that. Going into system, yeah. And again, it's fine, right? If you want to lean into this, it's okay. But then don't pretend to be balancing stuff when you're not. Like, don't nerf healing in PvP when life leech is not nerfed. Don't nerf Cleric and Chanter's damage when their utility is supposed to be healing, but healing is useless. You know what I mean? It's like, don't half-ass, right? Like, right now they are half-assing, and that's the problem. Like, they don't fucking know what they want. Right, how close am I to finishing? Am I done? I guess I'm done. Look at that. Very cool. Don't nerf the class rules what they're supposed to do, yeah. Like, the thing is, if you nerf one thing, you have to nerf the other. If you buff one thing, you have to buff the other, right? Like, it's not... Because because otherwise, like, you're just fucking a class, but without fixing the balance, you know what I mean? But, you know, we could argue about this for days. And in fact, we have been. Hey, guys, next week is going to be Sanctuary 3. It's a major patch. Surely they're going to figure it out. The next patch is going to be the one. I want to believe. Debate will continue. Yeah, we're gonna be bitching about this until Global comes out, and then when Global comes out, we'll be bitching about it still. Isn't that great? And the cycle continues. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna be done for today, fellas. It is midnight, so I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subs and resubs. Always a pleasure to stream for you guys. Don't forget to follow the channel on both Twitch and YouTube if you haven't already. And don't forget to join my Discord to be made aware of my whereabouts. Tomorrow, and thank you for Yahin. Tomorrow is usually my break day. I will see. I do have some plans, but I'll see if you know, how long it takes. Maybe I'll do a late stream, like a short late stream. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, worst case scenario, I'll see you guys on Saturday. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, or have a good night if you're from EU. And I'll be seeing you then. GG's.